It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, baby. And today's show is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Have you been injured in a car crash? Slip and fall or on the job? I love commercials that start off like that. Have you been injured in a car crash? Slip and fall or on the job? Well, you need a law firm that's big enough to challenge the largest insurance companies and corporations. Morgan & Morgan has nearly 500 attorneys throughout the country, and they've recovered billions. Not millions, billions of dollars for clients like you, all right? Get America's largest personal injury law firm to fight for you with no upfront costs, and it's free unless they win. Visit forthepeople.com.
Now, this episode is also brought to you by Squarespace. Turn your great idea into reality with Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch a passion project. Whether you're showcasing your work or selling products of any kind, with beautiful templates and the ability to customize just about anything, you can easily make a beautiful website yourself. And if you do get stuck, Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support is there to help. Head to squarespace.com/idiot for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code IDIOT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Let's get the show started.
Let's get the Brilliant Idiots church announcements out the way. What you got?
Oh, I'm being Columbus, Columbus, Ohio this weekend, 24th and 25th at the Columbus Funny Bone. It's one of my favorite comedy clubs, best chicken tenders in America, in my personal opinion, at the Columbus Funny Bone. Then I'll be in St. Louis next weekend at the Helium Comedy Club. And then the weekend after that, I'll be in Ann Arbor, Michigan on Friday. Then Saturday, we got 2 shows in San Francisco. Both of those sold out. Then we got 2 on Sunday. I think the early one sold out. There might be some tickets left for the late one. And those are at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. Go to theandrewschulz.com for tickets there and more shows.
And salute to everybody who's been watching Emerging Hollywood on the Hollywood Reporter. We got our new episode out right now. It's with Dasha Polanco. From Orange is the New Black, but now she's in When They See Us, the Central Park 5 movie. She's in a bunch of different projects coming out, but me and Dasha had a very good conversation, so you can go watch that on the Hollywood Reporter's YouTube page right now. All right? Now, we got a special guest in the building, man. He's somebody that I just got turned on to, but I got turned on to him because I was at the radio station, and we get books sent up to the radio station all the time, and I saw this yellow book just sticking out, and the first thing that caught me, it said Unlearn on the front, and I felt like that was the universe talking to me. I felt like that was God talking to me, because I've said numerous times over the past year that I feel like at the age of 40, I'm unlearning more than I'm actually learning nowadays.
Like you may have said that on this podcast before.
Yeah, so the first thing I do is make sure this guy's not plagiarizing me, and just wrote a book actually very fast, right? But I noticed it was...
You got to unlearn how to suck a fart out of your butt.
That's right.
That's how you got to do it.
I noticed it was an international bestseller already, and I just... 101 Simple Truths for a Better Life. It was only 300 pages long, and I said, I'm going to read this. And I read it in like 2 days.
Whoa.
Because it's really just that good, and not only is it just that good, you can go back and reference it because of the way the chapters are written. The chapters are literally like 2 pages long.
Love it.
Like literally. Like it's like 2 pages, so you can just go get what you want. But my man Humble the Poet is here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, man.
Good morning, Humble.
Good morning.
And I love his shirts. He had a shirt on when he came on the Breakfast Club that said, "Don't die dumb."
Yes.
Now
I like this one.
That one says, "Woke is the new basic."
Yes.
Yo, I got a shirt I got to give you. It says, "Stay sleep."
I'm down. I'm down.
What does that mean? Let's come out shooting. Woke is the new basic. What does that mean?
It goes on both levels. You know how the white girls say, that's so basic. So woke's getting played out. It's turned into that new Che Guevara logo, where it's just like you don't even got to be self-aware anymore. You just call yourself woke and say something's woke when it's not. It's just so full woke. So it's basic on that. But then for people who are self-aware, like this has to be the baseline now. Like everybody has to be self-aware moving forward. And that's the thing.
What is self-awareness to you?
Just being aware of your own bullshit, like being mindful of who you are and not just sticking, and being mindful when you're on a template and being mindful of what's happening. Like it's okay to be flawed.
Right.
I don't think it's okay to just be ignorant towards it anymore.
You know why that's very important? Because I always say that, woke people need some sleep because they're woke on everything except for their own self-awareness. Yeah. So meaning that when they recognize something somewhere else that they can look at and they don't agree with, or they can see somebody else being problematic, they can call everybody else on their shit, but they're not woke enough to be self-aware about what's going on with them. And the real work starts with you. You got to be the change you want to see in the
like
world.
Cole said, right? He goes, folks is acting woke, but they broke. right? And that's all it is. It's like, it's easy to point fingers at other people and just criticize their stuff. And, you know, in the name of being woke or in the name of, you know, saying something's offensive or something's problematic. But it's like, don't be putting on to other people what you aren't willing to do for yourself.
That's real. And I also want to point out that Little Duval created the word basic.
Yes.
The little white girl stole it from him.
Okay.
Yes.
100%.
Well, that's the pattern. That's the pattern, right?
It's all about credit here, baby.
That's it. Okay. Shout out to Lil Duval.
Now, we have another person in the building.
Viral sensation.
You may know him, and I'm glad Humble's here.
A viral sensation, I think we should point out.
Has it gone viral?
Oh, my God. Millions of views.
Really?
Millions of views.
I haven't seen it.
Really?
I haven't seen it.
What a supportive friend. You have a friend of yours right here.
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm a viral sensation.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not watching it after we talk about it. I'm going to tell you a little tidbit I found out yesterday, but go ahead.
Okay.
Anyway, so.
Can we continue to build him up, though?
Yeah, sure.
Not only is he a viral sensation, he is the hottest talking point on some of the biggest radio shows in the world right now. Is that true, Taylor?
Really?
I mean, I think even this morning on the Elvis Duran show, they mentioned a clip. Did they mention a clip?
Oh, that's old.
Should we roll the clip?
He been hot on Elvis, though.
So let's get into sound with Garrett. Hey, Garrett.
Good morning.
You're a good American.
I appreciate that.
What do you have?
Let's start with a debate that's going on Reddit right now. So a friend of ours, Wax, has a podcast called The Bully and the Beast. And he has a weird habit when it comes to pooping.
I've never heard of this in my life. It's the strangest thing. Okay, so get ready.
Okay.
Listen, here we go.
Are you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time?
Yo.
I am about to leave.
So he catches it as it comes out, and what does he do with it?
Then he puts it in the toilet.
What? Why?
Stands?
Why is he worried it's going to get hurt? Like, what are you doing?
Do we know?
I think it's one of those things where he meant to say something else, but the way it came out. All right.
I don't think so.
That's not what you want to go viral for, man.
Listen, what you want me to do?
You don't want to be doo-doo boy. Don't be doo-doo boy, bro.
He's been doo-doo boy, though. These doo-doo antics have been going on forever, right? He's been telling shit stories on our podcast for years.
Yes.
And finally one stuck. Okay? And I just want to say, I'm proud of you.
It was actually the exact same stories.
No, you told
No,
different
it's
ones. You
not.
told put it in the guy's
You've never
peak
used
code.
your
All right, so what
shit.
you got to do?
But this
what
is
you
a
gotta do? You got to
different
catch it
one.
every
You've
time.
never used your own shit. You always use dog shit. Stop
No,
it.
he used his
I
own
was
shit.
catching my own
No.
shit.
He used his
So
own
I'm
shit in the peak code. In the peak code.
You can't talk to me like this. Remember the conversation we had yesterday? You do that shit to them. Don't do that shit to me. All right?
knock it off.
I'm not going to say nothing.
But hold on. At the end of the day,
to me like, I don't know what the fuck is
listen.
going
At the end of the day, when I was at the car lot, listen. Listen. Like I said.
Nobody cook, huh? He can't
It's not even about cooking.
I didn't see the video. Oh, it's viral?
Like I said, when I say when I was at the car lot,
Say what?
I had the shit in the tissue.
Yeah, you poop in the tissue.
All
Put it in
right.
the guy's peak code because he
Listen,
didn't give you a commission.
Exactly, and even with like
Okay,
flip
that's
mittens,
understandable. That's a
inside
prank.
and when I did it inside the fucking shoe, all the times I did, I had to fill up fucking mad Gatorade bottles of doodle.
Right.
I was doing that with my own shit.
I know.
Why your doo-doo so runny that it can just spill in a Gatorade bottle?
No, it's not. I grabbed it with the tissue again,
And you
I was
stuffed
putting
it in.
inside the fucking.
You just
thing.
stuffed it in a Gatorade.
Listen,
bottle.
he been playing with shit for a long time. I didn't know it was his own shit.
Yeah,
It was
there's
my
I
a,
thought it was dog shit.
no, there's a term for someone who's into shit.
I'm not into shit no more.
There's a term.
I
Said no
changed.
more?
I changed.
What happened?
I started punching people back in the face again.
That's
'Cause
good.
It started off with I said I wasn't gonna beat nobody up no more. And
That
I
is
just
true.
tried.
All that is true.
I said, you know what, guy, I'm gonna stop beating people up because every time I beat somebody up, they're going to the hospital or they're going to lock me up. Or put
So
other
can
things
we
on
just
me.
get back to this though? As
What's
much
up?
as I want to hear about your relationship with God, I want to hear about your relationship with shit. so
that's where it started.
So you I want to know just functionally how this works. You're squatted over the toilet.
No, you sit in a tall and just put your arm down and you
Wait a minute,
just.
you put your hand between your legs like a
Yeah.
lady and catch
It's
it?
not no lady.
Bro, that is weird.
So you
This
think
is
I'm gonna
fucked up.
stand up
I'ma
and do
tell
it
you
like
something,
this?
man.
I'm gonna be like this and I'm gonna.
This is why white people call black people monkeys. I'm serious. That's what monkeys do.
Son,
Oh,
no,
wow.
you know what it is? You hang around them chickens too much. Them chickens lay the eggs, right?
Monkeys, man. Monkeys literally
They shit on their hand all the time
and throw it at each other.
you.
Yes.
Oh my God, bro, dude, that's a little too. You got to stop that.
I mean, I don't do it no more.
You're already a walking stereotype.
Listen, at the end of the day, long as
You
nobody
gotta add
comes and do
layers.
this shit-
You have a chicken farm.
Yes.
Thug.
Hey.
Now you monkey, play with your own shit. What you doing, bro? You setting us back.
Long as everybody don't be long as everybody don't be disrespectful, everything will be
You
all right.
disrespecting yourself.
How am I disrespecting myself?
You playing in your butt.
Are you on drugs? This guy is crazy. How am I playing my butt because I doodle in my hand?
Yes.
If I walked in and saw somebody doing this, I'm like,
No.
nigga,
I ain't sitting up. You sit down in the toilet. You just shit in tissue.
That's even worse.
Okay,
How you do that?
This is important.
Because it's okay. My arm's long.
Why do you keep? Don't say that. I don't want to say it. Also,
It sounds
but
like a
long
monkey.
arms.
Listen, so you mean
crazy?
hold on, I'm trying to
I
figure
never
this
do
out.
that. I never go like this. There's never a reason to do that.
So you got the tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I'm about to shit. I just put it through me. I shit in the tissue, and I just throw it in the toilet, or I probably put it in the Gatorade
Do your
bottle.
knuckles ever hit the water when you're doing it?
Maybe here and there.
Can I ask a
Oh
question?
my God.
Why don't you just let it go in the toilet and just take it out the toilet?
I'm not going to the toilet. It's disgusting.
Hold on. The toilet's disgusting.
Yes.
But you'll shit on your hand.
I'm not shitting on my hand. I shit inside of the tissue. I roll the tissue up like this in my
How
hand.
you know that your doodle's going to be hard?
Most of the time it is. You
And
know
when it's
your
not?
doodle hard. Listen.
And when it's not?
I know my stomach bubbling. I know it ain't gonna be no good one.
And then what do? What do you get? Like you get a towel?
Do you prefer it hard or soft?
Hard all day. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Yeah, fuck y'all.
Add it to the song. Add it to the song. We got another verse.
All right, man. What's up? When y'all call me up here, I could be doing other shit. Literally.
We're aware. We're trying to stop you from doing that shit.
Humble, what do you think about this?
You've been doing this your whole life?
No, it's the thing is, it was like I told you, it was like one time I was just like knocking a bunch of people out, and I was like, I can't do that no more. So
No, you found another way to channel your anger.
there you go. I'm gonna put some shit on them. And then
No, but you're talking about when you use the bathroom in general. You always grab it? You always catch it?
Nah, I stopped doing that a long time ago.
Just when he's angry at somebody and he don't want to beat him
Oh,
up.
so that's just how he goes about
you
doing
some shit.
it.
I'm gonna put in your car. Like if some girl rolled past me and she seen me and I see her keep looking straight. Nobody drive like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, she meant to drive past me because she just kept looking straight like this. So all right, later on she was in the block and put some shit in her car.
Hold on. So if a girl doesn't acknowledge you as you walk past her,
Fragile.
No, wait, no.
Ego.
Stop it. No. Listen.
Fragile
We all going to the same
male ego.
place. Hold on. So you ain't gonna pull over on the side of the road and come get me?
Actually, too, though.
What?
Remember, he was like, "You didn't miss me." Blah blah blah.
Man, stop it.
Well, that's because he got a crush on you. That's
Man,
different.
knock it off.
He got a
What are you
crush on
talking about
Taylor.
something
that's
else?
the reason you've been smelling like shit.
So because a girl didn't
It wasn't.
acknowledge you,
It could have been anybody. It could have been one of my boys and a girl. She's going on the same block. When I got there, she was there.
so you done this to a dude. A dude is act like he didn't see you.
I beat people up because they wouldn't give me the answers on the
Hold on,
test.
did you say I beat people
So
off?
yeah, you definitely
No,
said
I
that.
didn't.
You're literally replacing
Yo, son.
beating people up with just giving them a gift of doodle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'd rather this doodle for me to beat you up.
But the threshold of what determines who deserves to get beat up or get some doo-doo, what's that threshold?
I give everybody a chance to get them doodle first. I give you doodle first.
So you rather shit on him first?
Yes, I put some doodle on you first, and you try to fight me, and then I get to beat you up because you try
Now,
to hit me.
some people say
But you
like
put shit on him, so you the cause.
No, I put doodle on you for a reason. I didn't put doodle on you for no reason.
But you know, in certain communities, giving someone doo-doo, that's like a gift from your butt.
That's what I said. It's flirting.
It is.
Any guy, if you put doodle in any guy's
in
car,
that country, I won't do it.
'Cause why would
I
you-
just punch you in your face in that country.
Why would you want
this country over here? It's different shit. You put some different shit
why would you
on.
want a guy to know what your shit smells like?
Ain't like about having what my shit
I told you
smell
that before. Stop flirting around dudes. Remember I used to tell you that back in the day. Stop flirting around these dudes, man.
Because
You farting, when you farting around dudes, you flirting. Why you want them to know what your ass smells like?
You give them like a piece of shit. They see some seeds in it. They're like, oh, he got a good diet.
It all depends on what you eat. But listen, man, I put
Lot
shit
of
on you for a
roughage.
reason. It's not like I just like, oh, that's the person I'll put shit on today.
But are your reasons reasonable?
Oh yes, I was gonna fuck you up.
But for what? For not looking at you as they walk
What
by?
is the most-
No. See that person, I wasn't gonna hit that person. She just.
I would hope you wasn't gonna hit a girl.
No, I'm just saying.
What's up with you, man?
Knock it off.
What is up
This
with you?
girl,
Going crazy,
Listen, I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
It could have been a
I'm sending
guy.
this
It could
to
have
your
been one of
mama,
my
man.
boys. Stop
I'm sending
it.
this to your mom, yo.
Stop, man. Listen, it could have been one of my boys or somebody. If I know you going to the same spot, no. When I talk to her, I'm like, yo, you ain't see me. She's like, no, I didn't see you. And I'm like, yo, I know you see me. That's why I gave her some doodle. I'm like, all right, you want to play in your car? You want to be in your car by yourself? You're going to be in your car by yourself forever because nobody going to want to get in there.
Fragile
It's
male
like shit.
ego. First of all, you probably was hiding if you was on the block. Knowing you, if a car
I
was
was
coming
going
by,
through the
you
block.
probably stood in the cut
No,
with a
no.
hoodie on.
I
your
was
hat
walking
on.
I was walking on Wood Ave, and she was riding past on Wood Ave.
White girl?
And she seen me. There was a black girl. It was one of the girls in the hood. We all family.
So both of y'all was riding the wood.
No, man. I was walking. She was driving.
But y'all was on the wood though.
Just going to the hood.
Okay, all right, cool.
This is years ago. I'm not doing this now.
So you stopped doing the shit stuff.
Yeah, I had to do that in a long time. Everybody else had to smack the beat up.
Have you ever? What about you ever take like a good one? You're like, man, I wish I kept that one.
That was just some good one. I seen a real long one the other day. I said, yo, that one would have been good.
Put that next to the hard part.
What the fuck?
You like them hard and soft, and then say, yo, hard. I seen a real long one the other day. All right, please.
But I mean, now you're gonna go viral off this. Are you gonna like bring it back?
Nah, it's not that. I think they just. I didn't know what the fucking clip was. What I even say?
You don't want to be known as Doodoo Boy, man.
Well, listen, long as nobody disrespect me, ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, Doodoo Boy, I'm gonna really chase you. Remember in school? I'm gonna really chase you and throw you in the fucking locker.
Why you gonna chase people for calling you Doodoo Boy?
What you playing with me for?
You put it out there
in the world.
This was years ago. I doodled in a fucking tissue.
This is last week.
It don't matter.
You can't call your.
You can't do shit like this and then ask a question like, so nobody else does this?
No, so you telling me none of y'all fucking caught y'all doodle ever?
Never.
Oh, y'all got to do it.
Wait a minute.
That's what we got a toilet for. The toilet catches my doodle.
There isn't. I have.
Thank you.
But there was a specific reason I had swallowed.
You put it in the fucking thing.
No, I'd swallowed a fucking ring or something like that.
Okay.
I'd swallowed something.
It's usually supposed to be cocaine bags when the cops.
Well, it wasn't drugs, but it was something that like I needed to get. And
so
so
how
I
long you
had
had
to
to
look
do
through
it?
my own shit.
Like
to
for
do
2
it.
days, 48 hours is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only time. But I didn't do this regularly.
So you had to keep squeezing. I never had to squeeze in that.
Yeah.
Mine went straight in. They got the tissue still around and everything.
Yeah.
You had to actually squeeze it. So you actually worse than me.
Oh yeah, I'm worse than you.
Yeah. You had to squeeze it and look through everything. How big was the ring?
I don't know if it was a ring. Maybe it was a tooth. I don't know, some kind of weird thing.
Somebody punch you in the mouth and swallow your tooth?
I don't think so. I'm not exactly. I forget. If I remember, I would tell you. But yeah. So I mean, that's reasonable, right? You had to do that for a reason. But you, on the other hand, you were doing this just for your own delight.
No. It's people who mess with me, and I knew this guy that I had to get. I actually put doodle in his shoe in his house.
I thought that was dog doodle.
Hell no, that's my shit.
I mean, I'm tired of talking about this shit. Literally.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Me too.
How much shit y'all want to talk about?
Humble, what do you think about this? Just from a psychoanalysis standpoint.
I don't know about no psychoanalysis, but I mean, I appreciate you tried to find nonviolent means to
Thank you, my brother.
resolve issues.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just think, however, now that he's about to blow up off of it, you're probably gonna have to go back to your old ways.
I'm not catching our shit too much.
No, they're gonna bring you on a late night talk show.
They expect it.
You better do the trick, monkey. All right?
Whoa. You and Jimmy Fallon are gonna have a shit off.
Yes, that's exactly what this
And it's
is.
gonna go on somebody for whoever disrespect.
Yeah.
Shit going on.
What is it? What is a reasonable name to call you that has to do with doo-doo?
It's nothing. Just say Wax was good. I heard that shit was kind of funny. I know you probably wasn't telling the truth, but I mean, thank you for trying to.
You can't tell them you're not telling the truth.
It don't matter.
Because they're not gonna believe you. You can't do that.
It don't cares about what's really going on at the end of the day. I sell chicken. I don't give a fuck.
That's what he told me yesterday,
bro. But that's a little bit scary though. Because you don't want
What?
your chickens being handled by a guy who's been rubbing his own shit all
Word
day.
is mine.
You said you rub your own shit. I put it in a tissue. Hold on, don't put it.
What if the USDA say nope? You're in violation. You cannot. The way you gotta wear gloves when you handle these chickens.
Listen. No.
What do you mean no? USDA doesn't care about your little nicknames. They don't care about what you do. They don't want you touching doodle.
Last time you wiped, you ain't had doodle on the other side of the tissue?
What does that have to do with catching it, though?
I'm just saying. But we all touch doodle. Who knows about how much is actually on there? I probably have a little bit more in a tissue, but it's still doodle.
What is you talking about?
We all touch doodle.
Yeah,
how many times you touch doodle?
E. coli. That's the only time I touch doo-doo is when I'm touching the E. coli that is on things naturally already.
It don't matter. If you wipe yourself, you got doodle on the other side.
Right,
It might not be as much,
what you're
but it's the
trying to say.
exact same shit.
You're trying to say that everybody has paper with doodle on it because we wipe our asses. We don't wipe our asses like for fun. We do it because we don't want to walk around with
By the way,
stank drawers.
I don't wipe my ass and then flip the tissue over and then wipe my ass with the side of the tissue that don't have shit on it.
But who said that? I grab it and go.
Yeah, but you make a little doodle mummy out of it, and then you
That's
take
what
it
you
somewhere,
did.
and
I
then you
didn't
put
do
it
that.
in people's purses and cars.
You
like,
holding
this
on
is
to this
weird.
one?
Yeah.
No, listen, I really did
Dude,
that
you're
type of
rolling
stuff.
blunts out of doo-doo. That's disgusting.
I really don't want to be known as the doodle man. That was just something I don't even know why I fucking said it.
Bro, you are the doodle man, yo. Instead of the Dutter man from New Jack City, you the doodle man.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, as long as nobody disrespect crazy, you can have fun with it, laugh about it, put it on there, reclip it, whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Just don't be.
How you gonna be mad at people because you put stuff out there?
It don't
and
matter.
then when they make jokes, you get upset.
But they touch doodle too.
If we go to a lot of comedy shows, it's gonna be somebody on that thing like, oh shit, that's the doodle man.
Yeah. Watch what I do.
Why? You can't do that. You can't get mad at the man.
I hate that you have that recourse.
You can't get mad at the man. You started it.
You did.
You put this out there for people.
Yeah.
It sounds like this is going to lead to more violence.
Bro, listen.
But you started it not to have violence.
But that's what it all started from that.
What are you talking about? You trying to figure out what you're saying now.
This guy, it started from nonviolence.
Did y'all just hear his brain work? He just went, but that's how it started.
It did. It started because I didn't want to fucking do this
Wax
shit,
is a nonviolent activist. Dr. Martin Luther Ding. All right?
Listen, man, there's a lot of times I could have fucked somebody up, man. I could have did a lot of dumb shit. People stole shit from me out of my house. I could have beat them the fuck up and I put doodle on them.
But now it seems like this story is going to get people making fun of you. You're going to beat them all up
I'm gonna
anyway.
beat them up. I'm punching you in the face. I ain't
For what?
It don't matter. I'm going to find a way to put doodle on you.
This is
leave me the
nasty.
fuck
This
alone.
is messed up. You cannot do that. You cannot put this story out there
listen.
and then want to beat people up because of it.
It's not that I want to beat you. Just take it easy. Be like, yo, I heard this story. Boom, peace. All right. Don't be like, what's up, shit boy?
You cannot tell people how to react.
I don't know how to react.
Shit boy is a good one. See, you gave him something. Shit boy is a good one. Shit boy on the track. You know what I'm saying? Shit boy is a good one.
They call you Waka Kaka?
Shit boy is a good one.
Waka Kaka.
Shit boy is a good one.
Waka Kaka funny.
You need your own soundboard now. Just pressing all these different tags.
Oh, yeah,
Shit boys.
I like Shit boy.
Nah, Shit Boy is good.
Does Hit Boy, the producer, have a drop?
Oh, what about Titty Boy? He's Shitty Boy.
Shitty boy.
You could be Shitty Boy.
You can be Shitty boy. You can be Shit boy.
They can do this, fellas. If y'all do it in the street, I'm gonna fuck y'all up.
This is the last safe space.
Safe space.
Have fun.
Where's that
Have fun.
wax, bro?
Y'all going to have fun right now.
Safe space.
Let me look up some doodle acronyms.
Yeah, we got to think of a good one.
Hold on.
Hey, it went everywhere. Come on.
Instead of the baby, the boo boo.
Nicknames for feces.
The doo-doo.
The doo doo.
Oh, these some good ones. Ooh,
let me see.
I googled nicknames for feces. First one that pops up is ass goblin. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That one is a little crazy.
They got
something different. Everybody shits.
Nope.
They got ass kebabs. Ass monkey. They do got ass monkey. Black banana peeler. That's a good one. I like black banana
Hold on.
peeler.
What did you actually Google? I think he Googled something else. What the fuck you Google?
Oh shit! Super shit man is a good one.
Yo,
on, man.
Yo,
Yeah, don't say that one. That's gonna get you punched in the
brown
face.
banana peeler is hilarious.
Black banana peeler.
Black banana peeler.
That sounds like a fucking porn name. What the fuck are you over looking
The
at?
black banana peeler.
Let me see people who like to play with feces. People, you might have a condition.
No, there's a condition.
Listen, it's not, I like to play with it just like, you know, when you do something with momentum, I filled up a whole lot of fucking Gatorade bottles. So it's like, it's just a regular thing. Sometimes I shit in the toilet. And sometimes I just grab
Can
it.
we just...
Oh shit! This shit is called.
Hold on.
This shit is called coprophilia.
Yeah, copper. Let me see it.
Coprophilia, also called scatophilia, or scat, is the
Scatophilia, yes.
Yeah, is the paraphilia
Scat
involving sexual arousal and pleasure from shit.
Yeah.
No.
You're a scatophiliac.
No, I'm not.
Let me ask you a question.
Nothing
When
with
you're
sex at
holding
all.
that long brown log,
Yes.
is that the safest... Is that
okay,
the safest version?
Listen. You're giving these guys a lot of material. If they come, I'm gonna fuck them up.
Hold on, man. This is some shit. Six facts about fecal smearing that you need to know. All
right, go.
They call it code brown, diaper digging, paint the town brown, whatever you call fecal smearing. The question is, how do we extinguish this behavior? No one likes to talk about it, but fecal smearing, also called scatolia in medical literature, is surprisingly common among children and adults. It occurs most frequently among individuals with developmental delays or post-traumatic stress, which means that the person may not be able to verbalize the reason for the behavior.
Yes. I was gonna fuck him up, and I didn't want to tell my mama. You know what I'm saying? So I put doodle on
I know it goes deeper than that. Some PTSD from like when you were younger.
Nobody never put doodle on me.
Psychological reason. Psychologists note that
Somebody you couldn't
scatolia
punch in the
tends.
face back in the days.
He did what?
Probably a couple of people I couldn't
Maybe
fuck up.
when you wasn't big enough to punch people in the face.
Listen, this just
So now
says
it's all manifests itself.
it says psychologists note that scatolia tends to occur in individuals with a history of obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety, schizophrenia, depression, bipolar disorder, ADD, autism,
ADD.
post-traumatic stress,
And I got,
trauma related to
claustrophobia.
physical or sexual abuse, and repressed sexual
that's 3.
desires for the same gender.
No.
Yes, man.
I got
Yes.
I got 3.
This just says
I got 3.
rectal digging and fecal smearing serve many real purposes that are often
But I'm not
overlooked by
smearing
caregivers
it.
and medical providers. Provides a sense of
grab it.
control over one's body and you did used to smear it. Stop lying. You used
Where I
to smear
smear
it
it
on the
at?
fucking handles and put the alarm.
All right, but go what? Look how me and my other boys grabbed my doodle too and did the same shit.
Man,
You
what?
said you and your other boys grabbed your what with a D? I don't know what the fuck you said.
on,
You started talking so fast.
No.
All I heard was you and your boys grabbed your
We got
D.
ten,
What?
it's on tissue. I doodle in tissue. A couple of my other boys grabbed it, like passing the doodle around. We put it somewhere. He put it on the stairwell. I put it on the doorknobs. You know what I'm saying?
This is the sickest.
I know the whole
perverted,
school was fucked up.
Most homosexual.
The whole school was
This gotta
fucked
be some.
up.
This is a level of homosexuality.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Why
Yes, it
everything
is.
gotta be
Yes, it
that?
is. Yes, it is.
Yo,
Yes, it is.
so I like
Yes,
I
it
like
is.
penis because I like smearing doodle.
No,
Like
you-
get the fuck out of here. Doodle and penis.
You just said you and your boys is taking each other's doodle.
Where
No,
is
no,
this at, though?
they're
Where-
taking his doodoo.
my
They
doodle.
have their own doodoo, but they chose not to take it.
No, because I was the one that
Was
like.
y'all
nigga,
sharing
I
doodle with
share
each
my-
other?
I shouldn't know. I went in there doodling it, and I fucking. It was all in a bunch of tissue. Just enough, open enough, just enough.
You need therapy,
to
bro.
fucking put it on something
Like a freeze
You
pop.
need therapy.
like a freeze pop, just enough.
Yeah.
You need therapy, man.
For what?
You need therapy.
I smoke
I
weed.
think your friends need
Nah, you
therapy,
need therapy.
too. Why would they do that? Why would they just take
For
a log of your
funny.
shit?
You never did nothing out of control just for laugh.
Not that.
Not playing with my boy's ass.
No, stop.
Hold on.
Fuck.
So you're saying this will happen? You soft serve shitted into a paper towel that they were holding so that they could
I
have
put
a
a
pen.
bunch of tissue, like a bunch of fucking tissue.
But
You
they're-
hold it behind their ass.
They're
No.
holding it behind your
no,
ass.
I went
Just
inside
wait.
the fucking.
Why you moving away?
Cuz.
Because he's reminiscing.
behind their ass.
He's remembering
No,
it. He's
no.
remembering that
I
experience.
shit in the motherfucking thing, and
So you're all shitting around each other?
no, I'm the only one that go in the bathroom.
B2K
I'm the
used to
only
do
one.
circle jerks allegedly.
No,
Oh yeah.
B2K they used to do
Yeah, but
circle
that's
jerks.
regular.
allegedly.
I'm
That's
telling the
cookie
story. He's trying to tell a crazier
regular,
story.
dude. That's just
I shit in the tissue.
Yeah.
They all standing outside. They be like, "Yo, you got it," and I'm like, "Where I got it." And then we go down. Then we see it. I open the shit up. You all see the doodle. And they're like, "All right, who gonna go first?"
Why was there no dogs in the hood?
What?
Why couldn't you just get dog shit? Why would you?
Because I don't know.
Who brought up the idea the first time?
I have
like,
no
y'all just
idea.
standing around and someone
I
was
have
like,
no idea who started it, but I had a bunch of knuckleheads, and everybody was smoking weed real early. A bunch of us. So I don't even know why.
Don't smoke weed, guys.
We was smoking weed too early, though.
This is great. This is a nice homoerotic.
But how?
feel like that's
Where
the
you even
takeaway.
get that from?
This is a good
What?
transition to unlearn. How do you unlearn?
Yes, humble.
How do you unlearn how to wrap
Yes.
your own shit in
I
paper
think you
towel?
gotta figure out the PTSD behind it.
So you have to learn what the problem is before you can.
It's
It's
unlearn.
definitely PTSD.
No.
You know, it is because you beat people up and you understood the consequences of beating people up.
Yes.
You got a bunch of charges. You got
Yep.
assault charges, kidnapping charges.
God-fearing
so,
man.
So has nothing to do with God.
Yes.
So you have
I told God I wasn't going to do it no more, so I had to do.
God did not tell you to do that. God did not tell you to play with the shit. That was the devil.
No, he didn't tell me to go play the doodle. I figure out what else to do. I said I'm not going to beat nobody up no more. Help me. And then that night I was smoking. I was like, oh
All right, let
shit,
me
just put shit
some
on
doodle
him.
people.
Yeah.
And now you're suffering from PTSD.
God did not tell you to do that, bro.
I didn't tell him. He told me to do that. I figured it out on my own.
And that's the problem. You're leaning on your own understanding.
But
bullshit.
now that you stopped it, you're gonna go. What are you gonna do now? Like, if
I
you
pray
go
for
on-
people. I pray for people. I pray for them to please put your hands on me so I can fuck you up.
Oh, okay. You're gonna egg them on a little bit. Try to get them to push you or
Little
something.
something.
Okay.
Yo,
Little
how often
something.
you think God is up there when you say some shit? He goes, God.
Yeah, as soon as he gets to it a little bit, he gets it right a little bit. And God's like, my God,
Just
bro.
But listen, no, listen.
Sunday.
Yes.
Some of it in.
Yeah, stop playing the fucking
What am I
drums.
gonna do to tell this guy?
Stop playing the goddamn drums and actually read the scriptures,
Read the
please.
Listen,
Bible.
but listen, I come back and hold him down. I pray for him right after. I ask the Lord to please forgive him, heal his jaw, heal something. You know what I'm saying? I kind of fucked him up a little bit. When I pray for him the whole time, I beat him up too.
You know what you need? You need a lawyer. That's
do.
like the modern day bodyguard. The lawyers can fuck anybody up.
Break that down.
Yeah.
Just they protect you from real shit. They can pick on the police. They can pick on politicians. Lawyers got all the power because they know the law.
Yeah, but you got to have the money for those lawyers, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you can lose a lot of those cases.
Yeah,
and then when you lose those cases, those people suing you for their legal fees.
Ouch.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of cases that come and go.
I'm not out here just beating people up for no reason. Only time I beat people up, they need. I ain't beat nobody in a while unless they need to get beat up. Like, I think I would kind of work in a good, respectful path for people to like leave me alone. I ain't out here trying to bully nobody and fuck with nobody. For what?
Because you deal with PTSD. You had abuse when you was a child.
All right.
You got scatophilia or whatever that shit is called.
You have scatophilia.
You really got an issue. You really got problems.
I don't have an issue. I just
think you're suffering from scatophilia.
I thought that was even better.
Shit right there, right now. What do you think?
I think something wrong with you.
Yeah,
everything was inside the bathroom.
You think something's wrong with me? You're gonna look at that shit like, man, if I had some.
I've seen him do that.
No,
I swear I've seen him do that. We've walked in bathrooms. We've walked in bathrooms, and I'll go to like a urinary stall, and he'll go in the stall, and he'll be like, "Jeez." Somebody fucked
like,
this shit up.
Somebody
but
got
he
some
don't
wild
flush it.
shit.
He'll pee on top of it and just be staring. I'm like, what the fuck? Tell me I'm lying.
Yo, that's like graffiti.
I don't want to touch nothing because he shit it. I mean,
you flush it with your foot. You just flush the shit down.
They had the little black.
You like looking at it.
They had the little black thing.
You enjoy massacring it.
No way. It had the little black thing. You had to press like that with your finger. I wasn't doing that.
Nah.
Yeah. All right, come on.
All right, have a blessed day, Wax. Go,
man, gotta get the smoke.
Go find some shit to do. All right, Jesus Christ, man, this guy is so crazy.
I was down there getting.
Let's pay this bill.
Coffee this morning.
Let's pay this bill. We'll come back to that. Today's episode of The Brilliant Idiots is brought to you by Showtime and the new 4-part docuseries Wu-Tang Clan of Mics and Men. If you have not seen this documentary yet, directed by Sasha Jenkins and produced by Mass Appeal, go do yourself a favor and do it, especially you kids who walk around with Wu-Tang paraphernalia on because you see it in Target and you just think it's cool, but you have no idea what the Wu-Tang is about, all right? Now, from the streets of Staten Island to the stoops of Bed-Stuy, the docuseries offers captivating new details into the evolution of one of the most dominant hip-hop groups in history. Watch over 25 years of never-before-seen archival footage and exclusive interviews with the group on their journey from Shaolin to superstardom, okay? RZA, Jizza, Raekwon, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, U-God, Master Killer, and Capadonna recall their humble beginnings, their brother ODB, and how they influenced each other to become rap idols, all right? The entire series, Wu-Tang Clan of Mics and Men, is now streaming only on Showtime, and to celebrate the 25th anniversary of their breakout album, Into the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, Showtime is offering you a special 36-day free trial. Just go to Showtime.com and use promo code INTO36. This offer is for first-time subscribers only and expires May 31st. I have one problem with the Wu-Tang documentary, and that is that they spent too much time on the Martin Shkreli shit. I did not give a fuck. Probably because I read the book. I think it was called Once Upon a Time in Shaolin or some shit like that. It was by the guy Silver Rings, and he talked about that whole experience. I didn't think this experience warranted a book. I didn't think the experiences warranted 20 minutes of a documentary. Like, Wu-Tang has a rich history. You got 9 different members that I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love U-God's Raw book, and U-God was considered like one of the least most valuable players in the Wu for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? So he wrote an excellent book because he had those experiences. I want to hear more about their experiences. I don't give a fuck about no $1 million album that they sold. Like, that could have been a blip in Wu-Tang history. They spent entirely too much time on that shit. Just because they were still trying to make it relevant to,
and it was a popular story,
a new audience. It was a popular story that was more relevant.
Has no clue who you got is.
Absolutely,
they do know about Martin Shkreli and
absolutely. They're just trying to tie it in to show why these guys are still relevant to this day.
That's a shitty situation sometimes with these documentaries, is when you try to please everybody, you please nobody. You know, it's I think if you almost what is the word I'm looking for? Exclude people, they'll be more intrigued by the story.
Absolutely.
You know? Like,
I loved it though. Don't get me wrong. Great doc. I just think they spent too much time on that. Humble, you're a rapper.
Yes.
Did you know Humble the Poet raps?
I thought you were spoken word and I
do it all, but it started with spoken word, and then one day, like years and years and years ago, I tried to like write some spoken word with like Jay-Z's Minority Report on the back.
Okay.
And then you just fall on the beat, and then after that, I just started rapping.
Oh shit!
And
he's from Toronto.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Toronto.
See, now when you say you're a rapper from Toronto, people take you serious. When 10 years ago when I said it, people were just like, "Where's that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You know Vince Carter?" And they're like, "No."
Like, they rap in Toronto?
Yeah, they rap in Toronto. Now it's a big now people, the bar's kind of set.
Because of Aubrey.
Because Mr. Graham.
How does that feel then, coming
you
up
call him
in
Mr.
it?
Graham, you trying to get a deal.
I ain't trying to get no deal.
So how does that feel then? Like now that Toronto is having this moment, is that good for a young Toronto artist? Is that
Yeah, I think 100%. Like as we were talking earlier, it's just like trying to get to a point where people don't have to leave the city to get things popping, to make things happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's just about kind of setting it up. Like there isn't that spot where all the MCs can go. I think there's a couple spots for producers to go to have like beat battles and stuff, but there wasn't that spot or that concert or that show where everyone could go and like just kind of be known. So like, with me, I did everything online, so I was able to exist and create my career without having to like cross paths with too many other artists.
Right.
And then later on, you run into them in LA or something like that. So I think now, especially with the artists that are out now, it's like with that new generation, they're all making that like super melodic, that type of hip hop. And they're coming up with some really cool stuff. I think it's really dope.
And what is yours?
Oh, I'm just straight. I grew up on like Outkast, Lauryn Hill, Common.
So bars,
but now I'm slowing it down a little bit more. I make some catchy stuff.
And your background, you're Sikh.
Yeah, I'm Sikh. Yeah,
you are Sikh.
That's how it's pronounced. Sikh.
Yeah.
I thought it was Sikh. Why did I thought it was Sikh?
Sikh is for people that don't want to correct people.
Got you.
But it's been going on for years. Like I found some like writings from like the 1700s where like British people came to India and they wrote Seek.
Right.
So I don't hold it against
How's it spelled?
Sikh.
Sikh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sikh.
Are you
it means
mad?
student.
Are you
It
pissed?
means student. Student.
Just means student. Yeah.
Right. And can you tell us a little bit about Sikhism?
Yeah. So Sikhi. So Sikhism is an English word, right?
Sikhi.
Sikhi.
Right.
So Sikhi just means it's you're a student. So student of life, student of truth.
Right.
Started in North India, Punjab.
So the Punjabi are a people.
Punjabi is a language. It's a people. So Punj means 5, Ab means river. So Punjab are the people of the 5 river.
From the 5 river. Now your last name is Singh.
My legal last name is not Singh, but that's the last name we all use.
Who is Lily Singh?
Lily Singh, that's the homie. She's
a massive YouTuber, and she just got like a late night show.
Yeah, because everybody keeps when we had you on, everybody kept hitting me saying you got to have Lily Singh on.
So we came up together.
Okay.
And then I was making music. She did comedy, and then herself Blue.
Got you.
And then so I'm like a character in her world.
So let me understand this. Okay, so Punjabi are a people from a region.
Yeah.
Right.
So Punjab is like, you want to say Middle East. So Punjab is like where the 5 rivers at. Because now Punjab, it got cut into India and Pakistan.
Right.
Right? So now we're not even all Indian. So now it's just, it's the northern part of India. So in India, all the states in India are divided up by language.
Right.
So Punjabis are Punjab, Gujaratis are Gujarati, all of that,
yeah. Okay, so, but the name Singh, which is predominantly Punjabi, is not always. My buddy Akash Singh, I do Flagrant 2 podcast.
You
with
ever
him.
heard of him?
I saw him on your on the show. Yeah,
hilarious.
Where's
amazing.
he from? Trinidad?
No. He's Indian.
Yeah,
but his mom is from UP.
Okay,
and his dad is from I forget the exact area.
Yeah. So they probably have some Punjabi in them.
But my understanding was no. So I heard the Singh clan kind of split.
So Singh means lion,
right?
And what it was is everybody's last name lets you know what their caste is. And so like India, in terms of discrimination, in terms of racism, in terms of everything, like there's levels to it. So you judge people based off how they pronounce words, what their last name is and everything. So Singh, the Gurus and Sikhi came up with Singh to kind of wash it away. Give everybody a generic name so you don't judge people based off their background.
So to assume anything about a Singh, like if you have a stereotype, I don't say it's a stereotype, it's not a stereotype because y'all have certain things that are attached to that last name.
Well, it should be, yeah.
If you meet a Singh, the majority are Punjabi. Akash isn't.
Should be, yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's his last name. So, and then I'm defined as a Singh because I got a beard and a turban, right? So Singh means lion, so I look like a lion.
Oh,
right?
Okay,
so that's what it's supposed to be, yeah.
So it isn't an actual last name. This is something that's come on afterwards.
Yeah, but when everybody immigrated here, they all started using Singh as their last name because it's nice and generic. So so you ever like go back in the days of the old phone books, it'd be like 8 pages of Sings.
Right.
But that's nobody's actual real last name because their actual last name will reveal what part they're from, what their caste is, and there's just so much discrimination out there.
I love the fact that Sikh means to learn.
Yeah.
Because you start your book off, you say to attain knowledge, add things every day, to attain wisdom, remove things every day.
Completely. So I'm a maven. I love learning stuff. Like I realize this, like the more stimulation, the better. The more I can learn stuff, the more someone can challenge my biases and just make me realize like shit. At this point in my life, I never came across that piece of knowledge or idea.
Right.
Like I love that shit. I live for that.
I mean, I think we're all like that in a way. I just think that the only reason people get defensive and the reason people get frustrated. God damn, Alex. The reason people get defensive and the reason people get frustrated is because when something you believe is challenged and it forces you to say, holy shit, this other person might be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit is scary for some people.
It's vulnerable, right? It's
Yes.
like, you have a foundation that's rocked.
Well, they put their beliefs into their identity.
Yes.
Going back to fragile male ego, that's what it is.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's things that people get pissed off over sports teams. Like they believe their sports team's the best, and they'll throw fists over that. But like we could argue about our favorite flavor of ice cream, and it won't be that big of a deal.
Right.
But then when you
we
talk
don't
about
identify with the ice cream.
Yeah.
But if your last name is Haagen-Dazs, and someone's coming for you,
you're like, I'm mint chocolate chip, don't disrespect.
It's like Ben and Jerry who?
Yeah. But when it comes to like politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to beliefs, all these things, like soccer teams in the UK, people like they take that shit way too seriously.
Religion is the biggest one, man. I've been telling people lately, I'm like, yo, man, y'all gonna have to start rethinking this Bible thing. Right? And the reason I say that is because the Bible has a lot of things in there that people have used for centuries. Like you got anti-Semitic scriptures in the Bible, you got homophobic scriptures in the Bible, you have scriptures that are the meaning. I don't want to say demeaning. Yeah, demeaning. Not women. You have scriptures in the Bible that tell slaves to respect their earthly masters. Like you have people are using the Bible to justify the abortion ban. So it's a lot of things that people are having to question. And you got these religious folks that are going to scripture with it. They're saying, no, this is in the Bible. I'm not a true believer. I believe in God. But you have some people that are religious who are true believers.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't tell them that they're wrong because you're saying God is wrong.
I think it's the template more than the religion. I think it's just the fact that, hey, all these decisions I have to make in my life is just overwhelming. Now somebody here is just giving me a template of how to live, so let me just do it. Because you see that, like when I come out here being Canadian, I think the biggest religion out here is buy shit, be happy.
Yes.
Consumerism.
Yeah, consumerism above everything.
Yes.
And I just feel like even some of the kindest, nicest people I know have already bought into that, where it's like, 2 days a week, retail therapy, let me go buy something to feel better about myself. And you're like, it's kind of like, people don't want to do the work to find another way to deal with it.
Yes, it is a
like
drug.
homie, he found a different way to stop punching people in the face.
Right.
He might not have found the best way to do it, but is there a different way to feel better about yourself? Well, it's like being really tired at the end of the day, and your lady's like, "What do you want to eat for dinner?" You're like, "I don't want to make a decision. Whatever." I feel like
that's me all day.
Yeah, I feel like that's religion. I don't want to think about how to be a good person. Just tell me. All right, you'll show up on Sunday, do this, do that, give 10% of your earnings, grow a beard, grow a turban.
But that don't make you a good person. It's a series of practices.
And it's good for other people who are going to judge you because you only feel their judgment. If people who believe in God, they don't feel God's judgment, but they feel their neighbor's judgment. They feel other people around them. So let me show up to church on Sunday. Even in my community, like having the look represents something. So as long as I look the part, people are going to think certain things about me.
Ooh, see, I can't live like that, right?
You can't, and I don't agree with that either.
I don't care what people think I am.
Yeah.
Because I got to go home at night and sleep.
And that's where the real tension's at. Yeah, that's the real tension. When you're not living a truth, whatever your truth is, your own truth, if you're not articulating your own personal truth, you're going to have tension. And that's why people are on social media all the time. That's why people are just putting stuff up their nose. That's why people are doing all these different things.
Right.
Because they're trying to make themselves feel better.
Right. Ooh, yes, they're trying to get momentary distraction.
Yeah.
For a life that is
avoiding
many
that long, because that one thing that we're avoiding is going to take a lot of work.
So there's I've been thinking about this lately, and I don't know any parallels between Sikhi, I think you said it was, right? Sikhi and Buddhism, right? But I don't know if there's any whatsoever, but as I look more into Buddhism and as I look more into kind of myself and just the things that end up making me happy organically and how they kind of parallel with a lot of like Buddhist ideas. Just this idea of like detachment and, finding, not seeking to fill the void, but rather like accepting the void. And
that's the big one.
It's massive.
That's the big one.
It's massive, right? Now, I understand that, but in a lot of ways, like, this consumerism is the exact opposite of Buddhism.
Because it's based off Western philosophy.
Right.
So I think the big thing we have to realize
here's
too
my
is...
question.
Yeah.
Did Buddhists figure this shit out, but their religion was too peaceful to make it? Like,
no. I don't think that's the case.
Motherfuckers came through bodying.
Yeah.
Right? They came through with the hammer like, no, we're not doing that peaceful shit.
Yeah.
And
on
some level, you got to kind of fight for your belief system. And part of me is looking at this belief system that existed thousands of years ago going, oh shit, this already done.
That would make sense why Christianity has prospered so much.
Hell yeah, you came with the sword.
They're killers.
Yeah, it's all the Western philosophies, they all prospered. Like before Christianity ran the world, it was Islam, and they had it for 700 years, right?
Of course.
And they're all
before that.
And they all think linear. right? So Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are all beginning, middle, and end. Do this, do this, do this, and at the end of your rainbow, there's gonna be a pot of gold.
Yeah.
Where like Sikhi and Buddhism and all the Eastern philosophies are all cyclical. It's all a cycle. There is no end. There is no pot of gold.
Eastern philosophy.
I think it turned Western when it became a ruling idea. And I think that's the main thing what it boils down to. It doesn't really boil down to what are the philosophies in the belief. It goes down to like for me,
What's
for
the
example,
interpretation of it and how's it used?
Yeah, like I'm a minority everywhere. So in India, Sikhi we're only 2% of that country.
Right.
So I'm a minority there. We don't rule. We don't make the rules. I come out here, I'm a minority. I go to Toronto, I'm a minority. We've never been a ruling party, so we've never had to reinterpret our beliefs to become the law.
Right.
Right? Now, Islam has, right?
Yeah.
Judaism has. Christianity really has. Now, Buddhism or Buddhist philosophy, you'll see it in Sri Lanka, you'll see it in Thailand, right? And then you'll start to see different, like in Sri Lanka, I don't think they're as passive as people
Look, there's some
imagine
groups,
they
the
are.
Tamil Tigers, or I think that's who you're referencing, right?
Well, that, and I mean, and I think even parts of China, like these guys, these guys get busy when it comes to martial arts and some of the stuff that they do, right?
Right. And there's also some I think there's almost like an ethnic cleansing of Muslims in some by some Buddhist country. I forget.
When
what
you
it
zoom
was.
into any of these places, it's always just going to be an oppressor and oppressed.
There's going to be bad people, without a doubt, right? But there is something interesting about the idea of like fighting for your ideology, fighting for your philosophy. I mean, like, what are all the wars that we fought in America based on, right? It's based on capitalism. It's like, or democracy, or whatever we call it. It's like, oh shit, communism is kind of spreading out there in Asia. I think we need to liberate these Vietnamese. You know what I mean? Oh shit, communism is spreading in South America. I think we need to go drop some weapons in there and see if they want to fight it out. Like, even right now with Venezuela, the more I kind of like look into and read about it, it's more about just keeping China and Russia out of South America. So you gotta, in a weird way, fight for your ideology, especially if you believe it's right. You know,
is that an ideology though? Is consumerism and capitalism really an ideology?
Fam, 100%.
It's unwritten ideology.
It's unwritten, but on some level, it's written. You know what I mean? Like, and it's marketed every day, right? It's like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. You better take your girl out to get something to eat, get a card.
Well, capitalism is the idea that people can own property, right? And that's the big one because everybody serves the person that everybody serves the people that own property. Like police exist to protect people's property. They're not here to protect people.
Well, that's why land is the most valuable thing that you can own. Like,
but when you're not capitalist society, then that's not a thing. Cuba, you don't get to own land.
Right. Now, I'd rather live here than Cuba. But so that's where you get into like an interesting discussion of like what works better, right? Because, you know, and what is the cost of better, right? Like people would say that, you know, capitalism without a doubt has brought millions of people out of, you know, desperate, poverty and into mediocrity, which is way better than starvation, right?
But you've taken all the morals out, all the values, all the integrity, all the real principles. So it's like you got
happier.
You got. I don't think we are,
bro. I don't think we are. Momentary happiness.
I think things are more civilized. I think we got to give credit to that. Where it's like
1,000% decency.
You got like 20 million people in this small ass island, and majority of them are not stabbing each other and killing each other and just fighting.
Because there's no capitalism. It's no consumerism.
In
like
New York, there's
we're talking about here. I know what island he was talking about. So that didn't sound like New York. I was like, what?
Manhattan. But I mean, like, just that idea,
But why is it though? Right? I think that you can be civil when there's food in the fridge. That's my philosophy on life in general. So there's food in the
who's
fridge.
saying they not shooting and stabbing in New York?
I know most of the people. But the vast majority of people are existing with each other peacefully.
It's a safe. Like, motherfuckers are lining up for their coffee. You know what I mean? They're lining up to go on the subway. Like, if someone jumps a turnstile, people go, huh? Like, that's a minor transgression when you think about it.
So, like, in India, they have the karma system, right? And that to me is tragic. Right, because you got people believe because the karma system doesn't encourage any type of social climbing. So you believe like, yo, I was born in this class, I'm supposed to be in this class. Let me play my part, and then when I die, I'll get my reward in the next life.
Yo, it should be that it would be great if there was no class though.
But there's always gonna be class. So you got kids in loincloths beside dudes in Bentleys out there.
That's what I'm saying. If everybody was on an even playing field, like literally on
which has never happened in human history.
Let me ask you this question though, because I'm trying to think about this. And I was talking to a buddy about this, about like the Indian caste system. All right. My understanding, you correct me if I'm wrong, the caste system is broken up. It doesn't necessarily mean broken up by wealth. Like, you could be a trash picker, whatever that cast is.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I don't
People
know
who
the
basically
names of it.
pick up the garbage.
Yeah, okay.
Garbage men?
They're like, there's a cast of garbage men, essentially, right?
There's a lot.
Right, but
Like,
you
yeah.
could be one of them, but you could be the guy who owns the garbage picking business and be a millionaire and worth more than a dude in a perceived higher class.
Yeah.
He could be broke,
Yeah.
but he's in this higher class,
Yeah.
right? And a buddy of mine I was talking to, Oscar, he had a good point. He's like, this is the reason why Indians make such good CEOs. I go, what are you talking about? They understand chaos. They understand the chaos of a company and they exist in it. They understand any company is going to have a level of people who pick up the garbage around the office. They're going to have the people who are the executives. They're going to have the bosses. And they understand how to function in 4 different worlds.
We don't have that here. Yeah, we do, right?
We ignore it. We go, everybody has the chance to be a CEO. Everybody has the
But
chance.
everybody
But
here
they
does
do,
have
though.
a chance. They
In
don't
America-
have a chance over there.
Yeah, in America they do
don't.
though. Interns can be CEOs of companies.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Custodians can become
Listen,
CEOs eventually.
That's the
and the
idea
thing-
we
and-
selling.
yeah,
And it'll always happen, but that's the idea we
and
selling.
It don't
issue with
happen.
India-
It happens enough for us to believe it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
My mom's a product of it.
Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and shit, you're a product of it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is possible, and that is the dream, but on some level, understanding that it's not going to happen for every single person and being okay
Now,
with that.
now that's what we don't understand.
Yes.
That's what America has yet to grasp.
Everybody here is what's that quote? Everybody in America
Thinks they're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, they're temporarily embarrassed millionaire.
100%.
I think
Every
what-
person
And that's why
here.
they don't. And that's why they don't rise up.
What Andrew is describing is people, and what country you were talking about just now?
India.
Indian.
The caste system, yeah.
They know how to play their position. It's hard for people in America to play their position.
Well, people play the position out there. First, I mean, the thing
But
is,
they do that in England too, right?
Well-
there's a class.
Yeah, well, India's got to be looked at as like Africa. India's got 80 languages. You know, like Indian's not a language. Indian's
Right.
not a kind of food. It's not like, as I think, I'm Punjabi. So like this, and within the Punjabi cultures, we have our different castes, and then within Gujarati culture, they have different castes or what
Right.
have you, right? Most of the people out there in India, like high 90% are Hindu,
Right.
And Hindus have they believe in a lot of gods. They believe in a lot of different castes and all these different situations. Sikh philosophy came out of that as a reaction to that, being like, look, we have to break this wheel pretty much of these empty beliefs because people are playing their part. I was just in Mumbai, Bombay in March, and I was with a bunch of white people and we were doing a show, and they're like, wow, everyone here is so polite. I was like, it's not polite. Like they actually view themselves as lower. Like when we're walking through the hotel and a maid is there, if she sees you walking by her, she stops and puts her back against the wall. And she's not doing it to be polite.
Yeah.
She's doing it because they believe in that hierarchy.
Here's a tough question.
Wow.
Are they happier? Are people happier having their own sections of society and having the ability to, rise and be influential within that section of their caste and not constantly looking up at other people and comparing themselves to other people to a situation that is not attainable?
Yeah, I think most people who have limited options end up being happier.
So is the caste system better for humanity?
But I think
in terms of happiness, it's a tough question, bro. It's a tough question to handle. But
it depends who. And again, if you're smart enough to ask that question, then you don't want to be in the low class, right?
But the people you described are looking up to somebody though. Because if they're looking at somebody and saying, I feel lesser than, then that means they feel like those people are greater than.
But they never feel like they can be part of that. So it's not something they care to obtain. Whereas like in New York, right? Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be rich. And the second you get a new job, you get some new money, all of a sudden you see someone who got a better job and more money. And then you immediately feel miserable, right? It's like what we're talking about comparing and expectations. I saw you guys
That's what
on
Humble.
Breakfast
Yeah,
Club.
Humble talks about releasing your expectations.
So it's like in this system, there is an argument to be made that the caste system has way lower expectations than the capitalist system, whatever we live in. We're constantly looking at something better than us, and we're upset that we don't have it.
So are you saying America would be better if they didn't sell the American dream that everybody could make it?
I'm not saying it's better, but I'm curious about the levels of happiness. I'm curious about the levels
I think the levels
of
of
joy.
but it depends where you're at. So, for example, I went to Bali, and Bali is like an island full of Hindu people in Indonesia, which is all Muslim. And these guys have very strong beliefs, and they promote themselves as Bali is heaven on earth.
Yeah.
So I asked the dude, my tour guide, I was like, yo, is there anywhere in the world you want to go, that you want to see? He goes, I really want to see London. And I was like, are you going to do it? He goes, maybe in my next life.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, why not this life? He goes, well, most of my money goes to the temples. So he goes, maybe in my next life, they'll give me an opportunity to go to London. Like, to me, and he is happy, and he believes that, and he probably believes the next life is as real as a hamburger.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Hamburger's not real no more. Have you had a Beyond Burger?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm vegetarian, so I'm a fan of that Beyond Burger still. But when for me to hear that, I'm just like, man, that's and I've heard people say stuff like, that child who, a child every 45 seconds dies in Africa from preventable disease. Well, that child kind of deserves it because in a past life, they probably were a bad person. Like, you hear some of this kind of stuff, you're like,
that's a hell of an assumption.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with it. It doesn't encourage social climbing. And then again, at the end of the day, too, like human being, you're right, happiness. But I guess as a species, like every human being, when they're educated now, is a potential innovator. Now you have all these people who could be potential Einsteins, and artists and beautiful people that will never get that opportunity to see it.
Right? I think we all know too much. Like, I love 100%. When I'm in rooms and I feel completely lost and dumb.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Where I'm not doing nothing but listening, where I'm taking notes.
Yes.
And when they ask me a question, I'm like, I'm be honest with you, I really don't have anything to say. I'm just listening and learning.
Yes.
I was going through that the past couple of days, just being on Capitol Hill. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I like being in spaces where I'm just learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like we all know too fucking much and it's ruining us.
Yeah.
Like, and nobody will admit, I want to go back to the happiness in a minute, but nobody will admit that, like, say you believe in the Bible, right? Like, you're a diehard Christian.
Right.
You believe in it so much.
Right.
But when it comes to things that you don't agree with, you just can't admit to yourself and say, this is just wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a scripture, about homosexuality in the Bible. It says being gay is an abomination. And I think in the New Testament it says you can, pray to sin away or pray for repentance and, God will wash away your sins, whatever it is. But instead of just questioning, is the Bible homophobic?
Right.
Yeah.
Was God homophobic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Clearly we know God couldn't be homophobic, right? So clearly the people who wrote this scripture had a problem with homosexuality in some way, shape, or form. But people won't even question it. They'll just be like, it's not, leave it up to other people's interpretation. What is there to interpret about being gay as an abomination?
Maybe.
Just question things.
Maybe, as we say on the show all the time, it's contextual, right? Like, maybe everything that we look at in the Bible, we have to look at through people who wrote it 5,000 years ago and then people who wrote it 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, because they thought Revelations was going to happen when they wrote it. They wasn't writing it to think about 1997
exactly,
or Y2K.
right?
Yeah.
So they're writing it for the world that they exist in. So when for example, you're speaking about slavery, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about a time where slavery in the Bible, we're talking about the time where, like, there wasn't coins and dollars, right? Mm-hmm. It was some shit like, hey man, you owe me money. So you're going to work for me every day for 2 years and then pay off that money. And then you're my slave. It was probably a different type of indentured servitude or whatever, right? So, like, I mean, how else am I going to get my money back? You just don't owe me money. It's not like you could go take money out the ATM. It's not like you could get goats.
You're right, but it's okay.
And then with the gay shit, we don't know what the context of the time was. Like, you don't know if, fam, there wasn't even toilet paper.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like...
Are you saying people use people's penises to wipe their butts?
No, I'm saying, like, you see doo-doo caked on a butthole. You in the desert, there's sand in there, there's hair, and you see dudes, like, fucking...
Is that a hostess cake? Is that a devil's cake?
You see a fucking coffee cake hanging out of some dude's ass, right? And the dude's trying to fuck it. You're like, that's wild. Like, how would God feel about that? Like, you don't know the context.
What if it started with eating it? Because you thought it was a coffee cake.
Son, and then you're like, this tastes crazy. This tastes crazy.
This is great.
I heard homophobia came from.
Son, can I say one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Yo, and then I've always thought about this. What's the first culture to openly accept homosexuality?
Greeks?
No, the Romans.
Romans, yeah.
And what did they have?
Jimmy.
Plumbing. So the first culture to watch asses, the first culture that had clean assholes because they had plumbing is the first one to be like, yo, you should fuck some asshole. That's
the type of brain it is logic. I'm like, saying, that shit makes perfect sense to me, goddamn.
So everything's contextual, right? So if you look at the Bible through the context of time, right? The Romans saw assholes like, yo, we need to explore. The Jews and Christians back in the day saw assholes like, fam, coffee cakes is gross.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we look at shit through the context, maybe we'll understand.
But this is what you're doing. This is what Andrew's doing. That makes sense. He's talking about the Bible from the perspective of the people who wrote it.
Yes.
They say the Bible. They say all Scripture is inspired by God. God probably up there like, man, don't put that on me. You know what I mean? Same thing he told Wax when Wax was playing with his shit. Nah, I ain't tell you to not beat people up and play with your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, God would have given Moses better directions.
Yeah, those are some,
he wouldn't have Moses out there for 40.
Them 10 Commandments basic as hell, bro.
Say what?
Those 10 Commandments were basic as hell. And you think about the abortion ban, thou shalt not kill. You didn't tell them what not to kill. You know what I'm saying? So now they're like, so we kill fetuses, we'll protect fetuses, but we'll kill people.
So how do you look at Christianity as a black person in the context of like, where did your people get exposed to Christianity?
The black people?
Yeah.
I think they got exposed to it by the slave masters.
And then now you guys still hold on to it.
I mean, if something was beating your head for 300, you got to think, first of all people, but I think especially black people are naturally spiritual people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you feel something.
Yeah.
And then when somebody gives you this book and they say, this is what all your feelings are about, and now you got, you didn't know your own language. Now you got these words that you can actually express what you're feeling.
So you guys view it as a gift?
What, Christianity?
Yeah.
I think some people did view Christianity as a gift. I think that's a fact. That's why they embraced it so much.
But is it any different than Sikhi?
Well, I think originally Sikhi came out as kind of like, let's, it was in a world where the Mughals ruled the area. So you had a Muslim ruler and you had a Hindu majority. And I think Sikhi was trying to break the cycle of what was happening there with beliefs. I don't think it meant to be a religion.
But check it, right? How is that any different than Jesus and his story?
It's not.
You had the Mughals that were the Jews ruling society, right?
Yeah.
And then you had a very small minority group was like, we got to break the wheel. This is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then that story got passed on. Like it's turned into
But that's the thing. Jesus never wrote down his story.
Christianity was created by a Roman emperor named Constantine, who basically used Jesus as a mascot. That's the truth.
Sure. I guess I'm just saying, like,
I believe a guy that could walk on water back then too.
Facts.
It's not as fire now, but back then,
of course, wash your ass while you're in the water.
Turn that doodle into a coffee cup. All right.
So I guess what I'm saying, like, is any ideology is going to be decided by the ruling class of those people, right? It's not like every person that was, Punjabi at the time, right, came together in like one big hall.
The poor aren't making those decisions.
Exactly. Like the poor weren't making decisions for y'all. Now, was it a better decision for y'all? Maybe. But there was a group of ruling class that were like, okay, we're the ones that are going to decide what people believe. You love those beliefs just like a black person might love the Christian beliefs. But I think it was decided way before you.
I agree with that. I think it ended up becoming, and that's where like someone like me, I got really fortunate because I started meeting like art collectors and people and real historians started showing me like, hey, this is a lot more complicated than we're always the good guys, they're always the bad guys, and this is how it all happened. And the thing with Sikhi is like, as I said, like the philosophy versus the religion has become two very separate things. So my mother's been putting the religion down my throat, but growing up, getting more educated, I'm like, no, this is just a philosophy, and it really does seem parallel to Buddhist philososophy or
I love philosophy
Taoism and all that. Yeah, and it's just
I don't like religion,
and that's the thing with the Eastern philosophy. Everybody, especially on this side of the pond, is just they're loving it. Right, because they're just like, whoa, this is like, meditate. Oh, things are cyclical. Oh, I can enjoy the rainbow and not worry about the pot of gold at the end.
Right.
Oh, there isn't somebody looking at me from the sky, just like writing down
Judging
every time I
things,
masturbate or something like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that's happening, and it was Eastern philosophy, and so I grew up not being told ideas like sin.
Right.
Like it was more like you do these things, it's going to take away from your peace. But it's not like you do these things, you get your ass and get punished. Have you ever experienced cutting things out of your diet? Like you've experienced this, right?
You cut things out of your diet, your skin got better. You know what I mean? You lost weight, etc.
Are you saying I'm sexy?
Oh yeah, baby. And
was it gluten?
So you got to get rid of all these. I'm off bread. I'm off all these things, right? But what happened is my mental state got better.
Yeah.
My physical state got better,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's a very analogous point to living a life based on the philosophy of a religion, right? Which is I'm cutting these behaviors out of my life or these practices out of life, and then I feel better. And then when I re-engage in said diet, or said practice, I feel shitty.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have God looking down like, you're going to hell now for jerking off. You could just have me jerk off and feel bad afterwards and then be like, all right, man, maybe I don't want to jerk off. Or jerk off after and feel fine and be like, okay, I could eat that.
Listen, both of y'all made some
Does that make sense?
Causality,
Both of y'all made two great points that I want to talk about. You said the peace not punished. You want
not punishment. Just it takes away from your peace.
Not having peace is punishment for me.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And what Andrew said makes so much sense because I feel like that's why I've always rebelled against religion because it never felt right. And I think that we don't do enough connecting with just our spirit. Forget everything we've been taught. Forget everything somebody tried to shove down our throats. Just how does it make you feel?
So here, look at this, right?
But you can't package that and sell it and build temples and make a lot of money doing it. That's why they put you in jail for saying that
That's also
shit.
that. But like, here's the thing. It worked initially. I think initially with Christianity and like any new form of religion, it feels great. It's just like a new pair of clothes. You're like, oh, this different. I get to go to heaven no matter what, and I'm forgiven for everything. It's great. But then eventually the feel wears away.
Yeah.
Right? And when you feel like shit eternally, you don't cut things out doesn't mean anything to you because you get used to feeling like shit. Feeling good is the thing you want to continue. I remember once a teacher in a class said, everybody in this class has an A right now. And we were like, word? They're like, yeah, so just keep up the good work and you keep your A. And I was like, all right, well, if I got an A, I'm going to keep it up. We need to start at A. So what you're saying is getting in touch with self and getting in touch with, there are people that don't know they could feel good. So that's not even a reward feeling good for them, right? You have realized, for example, not cheating actually makes me feel better.
100%.
So it's easy to cut out because when you cut it out, you feel good.
Yo, even when it comes to eating junk, I don't eat junk because it don't make me feel good.
Yeah, it's not discipline no more. Now it's just like, that doesn't feel good. And then that one time that maybe late night after a party, you eat some Burger King and just like, I feel like shit now. And then just a reminder. And you're right. That's hell in heaven.
Eastern philosophy starts out with feel good.
Yeah.
Western philosophy earns feel good.
Yeah.
Right? The whole instruction manual is, hey, don't do this, that, and then you'll feel good.
Yeah.
And you actually kind of don't. You feel guilty, right?
But Western society is good for the economy.
And not only good for the economy, it's good for your emotional economy. It's like, oh, I just bought this new thing. I feel good.
Yeah.
Right? It's a constant chase to feel good because it's not the state of normalcy.
Yeah.
And my understanding is where you guys are at is I can feel good with nothing.
Yeah.
As long as I abide by principles.
I think principles probably the best way to put it. Again, I mean, if I had my mom up here, she'd be just barreling down all the rules. Yeah. And she'd be talking from a rule perspective. And for me, it's been kind of like now, instead of just being some guy who rejects what she taught me, kind of recontextualize it. So for us, it's Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Hankar. So your ego, your attachments, your anger, your lust, and your greed. Right. And again, I was raised with these being the 5 evils of life. And now understanding that, whenever I look to feed these things, life doesn't always feed. You feel shitty or it's temporary. It's, most things.
That's what pussy was for me.
Yeah.
Like fucking a bunch of different girls was me feeding my ego.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I realized that. You know what I'm saying? I realized that three years ago.
Yeah.
Like I realized
Pac said that in an interview once.
Who?
Pac. In that jail interview where his hair. He talks about like, I don't chase women no more. Because that was just me
I'm in
being
jail.
Because I was.
I want to hear that shit while you in jail.
Because
he came home and made motherfucking I Get Around, didn't he? What the fuck did he make? He came out and made some shit. I love the way you activate your hips and with your ass out. He came home talking about pussy.
But didn't he wife up Quincy Jones' daughter after that?
Yeah, when he got home from prison. It's easy to make those kind of statements in prison. God bless the day.
True. I feel you.
You said in your book, man, are you happy? You have a quick chapter called Are You Happy? And you say having expectations in general is a great way to secure some unhappiness and disappointment in life. Having unrealistic expectations just magnifies the delusion and frustration.
Yeah, we got all of our expectations. It just come like shit, man. Watching TV and seeing everything wrap up in 22 minutes. Religion telling you be good and everything's going to work out for you. You start developing all these expectations and then real life slaps you in the face and then you start to get jaded. And the reality is like, hey, I can't control what real life is going to do to me. I can control my expectations. And I'm not saying have 0 expectations and you'll be happy. We all have expectations. We have expectations that we push the button on the elevator, the door is going to open. We have expectations that you make a plan with someone, people are going to show up. It's just when you manage your expectations, you'll have a better relationship with what's happening in the world. And that's where because we get frustrated when we feel helpless. And where do we have more control? With are how we view the world and what we expect the world to give us. And the world doesn't know a shit. We're alive. And now we're here for this experience.
The world doesn't owe us shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to release expectations, and I don't know why. I should have been thought this, but I had to release expectations when I saw Nipsey Hussle get killed. But it's not just Nipsey. It's just when you see a person who seems to be putting out nothing but good energy, positive energy, whether it's little kids, whoever, and something like that happens to them. Like, you can't expect that just because you put out good energy, good things are going to come back. But this is what I do think. I think when you put out good energy, you're at peace. Yes. So even if something does happen to you per se, you're going to die peacefully. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think. And I think that's more important than anything.
What about exist peacefully?
Existing peacefully is better than dying peacefully.
That's the thing. I think we invest so much in this death thing that we don't know about.
You're not living enough. You're right.
There's a lot of joy to be had living.
You got a chapter about that. What's that chapter called? Humble?
Which one? You're going to die?
Yeah, you're going to die. Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, mortality is a big one. Yes. That's a big thing. Just remembering that nothing's promised. Like just yesterday, a friend's father passed away, and 63, healthy, vegan, meditates, works out, heart attack, passed away instantly.
Jesus.
And again, tomorrow's not promised. The next moment isn't promised. That scares people, but that's also liberating. That's like, look, whatever I'm dealing with is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
And I think when we have that center of the universe mentality, when we think everything's about us, that's where we have all the drama. And realizing that, hey, I'm a piece of this creation. I'm a drop in the ocean.
Yes.
And the way I am, matter cannot be created or destroyed. So when I pass, it's going to be...
You're spiritless forever.
Spiritless forever and whatever. And that could be on a spiritual... You can look at it spiritually, you can look at it scientifically. My atom's going to go somewhere.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to be a part of this existence forever.
Yes.
And in this form, stop making it such a big deal. It's literally that Carl Sagan quote. It's a butterfly flaps its wings and thinks it's a lifetime. It's really, we're here for such a short amount of time. And we zoom in on our problems like they're such a big deal, but they're not.
I think living in a big city... exaggerates that feeling in a lot of ways because it's hard for you to get perspective on how small you are. Like when you go out, or at least for me, I grew up in Manhattan. When I go out to the country or when I go out to the beach and you just sit there, you kind of look up at the stars for a second and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You take a moment and you go, we are nothing.
You don't have enough nature in the big city because when you live in the big city, you walk around, you're seeing all these big buildings, and you're like, I can make those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are man-made. You're like, I can make those. Yeah. But when you go to somewhere and you see these big ass mountains, somebody told me the most humbling thing is to go stand at the bottom of Mount Everest.
That's it.
Just look and be like, holy shit.
And then you realize how infinitely small you are.
Yeah.
But again. You are no different. I know this sounds really weird to even say, but you're no different than the mountain in terms of how you are a part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And you're affecting the ecosystem. Like you said, you could look at it scientifically and be like, the matter still exists. But you could also look at it like when you pass, the people that you've affected are going to continue to affect other people. Even if they don't know you affected them, they're going to continue to affect other people, and you exist and permeate through life.
We're all nodes in a system.
Yes.
That's what it is. We're nodes in a system. And even a non-famous regular person probably has a network of 1,000 people that they're impacting. And then everybody else beyond that, start having bigger networks. But we have such an impact that we can have on people with what we do, with what we say. And again, it's when we get out of our own heads and start to realize that we can have such an impact. And as you said, there's more stars in the sky than grains of sand on Earth.
Bro.
We are so small, and that's the exciting. Watching, Neil deGrasse Tyson's watching his Cosmos.
Yeah,
that brings me peace.
Bro, human beings should feel small because we only make up fucking 25% of this whole shit.
Yeah.
The rest of this shit is water. That alone should be man, if whatever's out there decides to motherfucking if fucking Namor the submarine decided to jump out of that shit and fuck us up at any moment, we all in trouble.
Yes.
There's when I was with Duval down in the Bahamas, he was talking about how people on the islands have a different understanding of life. And I was like, why do you think that is? And he goes, because they know it could be over. They deal with hurricanes every year, and they know anything they build can be wiped away.
Yeah.
They know that they can potentially die, and that's a part of life. And when you see the impermanence, these big buildings, despite 9/11, they don't really come down a lot. And when they do, it is a massive news story.
Yeah.
But when you live in a place where at any point in time, mudslide, boom, it's over, you start to realize, yo, you're a part of something way bigger.
The Earth don't need us. If anything, we might be the.
Can't wait to get us out of here.
No, we might be the fucking. We might be the virus.
We haven't paid rent.
Human beings might be the virus.
What did Carlin say? Carlin said the Earth might have just made people just to give it plastic.
No, for real, man.
I love George Carlin, man. He makes it.
You know what I say a lot, yo?
Carlin's a goat, man.
And if somebody can correct me on this, I would like to know. I don't understand why we ever tear down trees. Because when you talk about networks,
some people need to write books. These assholes, you know what I mean?
We got walls.
I actually just got a notebook made out of stone paper. I should have brought
that a real thing?
Yeah. It's like I got it as a gift, like in a swag bag, and it's made out of stone. And it's just regular paper. You can't rip it. And use a special
they
pencil.
crunch down the stone and then they
I guess.
But paper is leaves.
No, I thought
Paper ain't leaves, man.
Paper's the wood, bro.
It is?
Yeah.
The bark?
And the tree.
The pulp, man. Yeah.
What you think they do with the tree?
How the fuck did they get this shit so soft? Like, no, seriously. How the fuck did they get the goddamn tree bark so soft?
Yo, now we understand you and Wax relationship, bro.
I didn't know. All this time when I thought people were saying they use trees, I thought it was the leaves.
Nah, bro, it's the wood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But listen.
This guy has 2 best-selling books. I just want to point that out. You thought they were printed on leaves.
I had no idea. Listen, but I go back to my point. It's like, we're a network, right? We give off carbon monoxide.
Yeah. I think
trees give off
carbon oxygen.
No, oxygen.
We give off, they give off oxygen, we give off carbon dioxide.
Trees give off oxygen, we give off carbon dioxide. Yeah. Why would you ever cut them down?
No, we need them.
That's our life. That's our life force.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing more important than breath, bro.
Yeah.
Like yo, you can go what a couple weeks without food, like a week without water.
Yeah.
Hold your breath right now. Let's see how long we can do that shit. Like that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Why would you ever cut down
people are
trees?
short-sighted because
I'm not eating meat. Try to not eat breath.
Word. Like those shit is living, breathing organisms. All you motherfuckers that love shit that's alive so much.
Yeah.
Like why would you cut trees down ever?
For real, it's fact. And I mean, it's they say that the rainforest is the lungs of the earth.
Yes.
Right? And you're cutting that. And they're not just cutting it down for paper, they're cutting it down for meat as well. So they can give land for like cows to graze and stuff like that. That's probably the number one thing people can do to be environmentalists is not eat meat. I'm not here to judge people who eat meat. I'm just saying like on a fact.
I ain't giving up meat, fam.
Yeah, but that's the number one. That's a bigger carbon footprint than even driving a car.
Yeah, but that's when you also got to be like, like how big is the footprint? We're just a little thing in the.
We're not
There's
that
a million
significant.
stars out there. Like, why are we so important?
I'm not worried about it right now.
Yo, you know another chapter in your book that really helped me, man. Time heals all, but not on your schedule.
Yes.
Man, that shit was so powerful, man.
What you mean?
I mean, whether it's a physical injury or an emotional injury, there's very little you can do to speed up healing. You break your leg, you can't do much to speed it up. There's a lot you can do to slow it down and fuck it up and pour salt in it and mess shit up. Same thing emotionally. So it's like you're heartbroken, you just want to get over it now. So you get a rebound, you drink, you do different things.
Yeah.
It might temporarily make you feel better, but it's not going to speed up the healing in any way. You got to just lean into the pain.
Right.
And just deal with it. Like if you mess up your ankle, your doctor eventually is going to be like, walk on it when it hurts. Like you have to lean into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to get better. So it's just that idea. Like people are always hitting me up on that. Like my boyfriend just left me. How do I get over him? And just like, it's time.
Yes.
It's just time. That's how people are making money selling all these bullshit answers. It's just, it's just time.
Yeah.
And now think about what you can do during that time that'll make things better or that'll make things worse.
And I'm going to tell you why I love that so much, man. Because you ended the chapter by saying, don't try to numb the pain. That may just delay the healing.
Yeah.
And my therapist always says, allow yourself to feel.
Yeah.
We don't allow ourselves to feel. Like
especially as guys.
Yeah, we think we're not supposed to be angry. We're not supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be depressed. Fuck that, man. Feel that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and whatever that will help you get over it. Like, stop trying to drink it away, smoke it away, fuck it away.
Fucking putting shit in people's shoes.
Shit in people's shoes. Laugh it away. Ain't no podcast gonna help you. Ain't no book gonna help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it
you
really
just gotta
ain't.
feel that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. There's man, it's so weird. You ever like develop a coping mechanism for something and then later on realize like, oh shit, that was my version of leaning in. or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I'd have something really disappointing happen in my career. Instead of trying to distract myself, I would write down exactly how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And all the thing, and I would type it into my phone.
That's the number one thing. Just write it out.
Purge.
You ain't got to be just write it out, put into words. The other thing too is just even from like a scientific perspective, people will change their characters when they come up with their own solutions. So we have to stop giving people advice and start asking them questions so they can come up with the advice.
That's why the best therapists are the ones that just listen and ask you fucking
The
questions.
best therapists are mirrors.
And yes, and you figure it out on your own. You just be talking, you be like,
Oh shit!
and then she'd be like, breakthrough, $150. Like, you know what I'm saying? But all you did,
Pay me to sit here and listen to your
That's
shit
it.
while you figure it out.
you're figuring it out on your own.
Yeah.
That's it. But that comes from suppression, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not talking to somebody about it, and you're just trying to figure it out on your own, you're not really figuring it out on your own.
If you can't afford a therapist, just start writing stuff down at least for now. I figure shit out from writing stuff.
You can't deny what's written, right? Sometimes you can be like, I don't feel bad. I'm not anxious. Or I'm not depressed. I'm not these things. And then you start writing how you feel that day. You're like, and you read it back. You're like, ooh, boy, I'm all these things. Literally every single one.
You got to be honest, though.
100%.
It goes back to how we started about self-awareness.
Yeah.
You got to be honest with your
It's easier
shit.
to be honest, like in the privacy of your phone, right? You're just looking at your
Well,
notes.
promise yourself you're not going to post it. That's all you got to do.
Don't fucking post
Because
it.
you're gonna fucking,
please.
I got an audience. They need to know what I'm dealing with. Like, and then you're gonna start manufacturing it for your audience. Now you're having a breakthrough for display purposes only. Like, this is gonna be bullshit. Like, I have like a Google Doc that has a bullshit name, so no one's gonna ever click on it. And they're just, if I'm having domestic issues, if I'm having personal issues, if I'm being petty, I'm feeling whatever. I got my own journal too. It's still in Canada. It's not out here yet. But the journal, all the pages in the journal have perforated pages, so you can rip it out. And it says like the first one's like, "Hey, be petty." Somebody piss you off.
I embrace it.
Write
Listen,
about it.
I write down a lot of shit, but the beauty of it is we do radio every morning. We do podcasts.
Get it out.
Whatever I'm feeling, I say
You
that
get it
shit.
out, yeah.
That's why you hear motherfuckers be like, I can't figure this nigga out. I don't know what the fuck his shit be on. I don't care. Because I'm just, whatever I'm feeling, I'm expressing in that moment.
Dude, we're kind of lucky in that regard. Like, that we have these outlets for it. And man, there's this couple. They're Robbie and Casey. They're both stand-up comics, and they've been trying to get pregnant for 2 years, and like they're processing the difficulty of that through the jokes.
Amazing.
And I want to do this like short doc on it because neither of them know the bits that they're doing, because there's always that vulnerability of like hurting the person you love, but you have to get this shit out of your system. But I think it's so cool how one, they could process it through art, like you could through music, me and you through radio and podcasts and these types of things, or like even stand up. And I know there's people out there that don't have that, but that same thing can be your Google Doc.
Dear Diary.
But Dear Diary, but don't write it thinking someone's gonna find it when you die.
Yeah, fuck.
That's the thing, because people have that mentality of like, oh, what if somebody reads this, what they're gonna see? Yeah. And you know what? It might not have to be writing. Maybe you're painting a picture. Maybe you're doing like a ballet dance. Maybe you're you're just working out. Maybe you're doing something, but you have to get it out.
Question.
When people talk about art being a reflection of life, that's what I think they're talking about.
What was that? Jay-Z on 444. You can't heal what you don't reveal.
Word up.
Okay, here's a question for both of you guys.
Can we pay some bills and I take a piss?
I got to do that too. You go pee first. I'll pay the bills, and then we'll.
So this is the beauty of podcasts. You can do stuff like that.
It is the beauty of it.
Yes.
Zebit believes that everyone deserves access to a lifelong to interest-free credit. With Zebit, you have the power to buy what you need and pay over time. Interest-free, Zebit provides a better zero-interest credit option for all members, no matter how your credit score is. With Zebit, there's zero cost to join, zero membership fees, zero late fees. Your Zebit account is not determined by your credit score, and your Zebit account does not impact your credit score. Zebit has more than 50,000 products in their marketplace, and brands like Xbox, Sony, Apple, GoPro, and Fitbit, all at competitive prices, from electronics to barbecues, furniture, and more. Zebit has everything you need for when you need it. Zebit has a 5-star rating on Trustpilot, and they've earned the trust of hundreds of thousands of customers who shop on Zebit. Okay? Zebit, you got to sign up today, Zebit.com/idiot, and guess what? You can get $2,500 credit to the shop, the Zebit marketplace, at zero interest and zero cost to join. Think about that. That's good. $2,500 Right there, you go right to the marketplace, knock it out. That's zebit.com/idiot for $2,500 of interest-free credit. Zebit.com/idiot. Now back to the show.
I think forever now, everything I buy, I'm just going to type in idiot in my promo codes and to see if it works.
Yo, it's done. It works. It's all set up.
Everything.
I just love how we were like railing on about no consumerism, and I just sold you guys a credit card. But go check out Zebit. Sometimes you need to buy stuff. Hold on, Sean, coming back right now. But I'm gonna go pee. But then when I come back, I have a question for you guys about handling being wronged.
Wronged or wrong?
Wronged. I'll ask when I get back, but you guys go. I gotta use it back.
Hold on 1 second. So what's good, Humble the Poet?
Man.
As Andrew goes to take this pee break, man, all jokes aside, I really do enjoy your book, Unlearn, man. I read 2 great books this year that I feel like added on to my life in a real way.
And I appreciate that,
And
man.
one was Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Have you read that?
I haven't.
And the other one was Unlearn. And the best thing I like about your book is because I feel like hip-hop is such pop culture now.
Yeah.
And hip-hop is like such a universal language that regardless of what your race is, if you're from that hip-hop cloth, you speak that language.
100%.
And I think you speak that language in such a great way because it makes whatever you have learned, whatever it is, whatever philosophies you've learned, whatever ideas you have, being able to connect with it and express it through hip-hop makes it digestible for everybody.
And I mean, hip hop raised me. And you start to realize like all the lessons were always there. And it's like, I grew up on Outkast and Lauryn Hill and just hearing, some of the messages these guys put in there, even before I was ready for that, whether it was ideas of heartbreak, reciprocity, consumerism, like hearing, Big Boy say, hey, why don't you, instead of rapping about your car, why don't you rap about the fact that you paid your sister's tuition? Why don't you rap about the fact that your mama doesn't have a mortgage no more? And just hearing about this kind of stuff and being like, okay, because at the same time, I grew up in a house where like they weren't really listening to music.
A lot of that in hip hop, and it's so funny because when I use the term unlearn, the unlearning is unlearning a lot of the bullshit that I learned through the culture.
Through culture, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting that you had the exact opposite experience.
So I grew up in a decent neighborhood, but I went to school in the hood in Toronto, and so it was always like not having to deal with the shit that everybody else dealt with after school, but just seeing whatever was happening during school. And yeah, like the certain elements of consumerism, like I never really worried about like having to wear expensive clothes or driving nice cars and needing that to get a girl and stuff like that. But then realizing that different cultures had that and never understood why people wore like big ass chains and stuff like this. And then the first time I found rappers, which literally was Outkast, and then the Ruckus movement, and then Talib Kweli, Mos Def, just that whole more self-aware side, like that's when it started talking to me. And then, hearing Andre 3000 being like, no drugs or alcohol so I can get to signal clear as day. Like back then I thought drugs and alcohol were evil. So it's like, I'm listening to that.
Jesus Christ. Thank God you didn't start off with Cash Money. Goddamn, No Limit.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't.
Be cocky to poet.
Jesus Christ. That's what influenced me like a motherfucker. My God.
Yeah. And it makes a difference. You get raised on that. But then you start to see these, I mean, like who would have thought that like, the Locks will have juice bars and be bar boys and doing pull-ups and stuff now and living super healthy. And Jadakiss looks 20 years younger than he did 20 years ago. Like, you see the story play. Who would have like? I remember KRS-One saying back when people used to just hate on Jay-Z for being all materialistic, and they're just like, I think KRS-One said, just like, wait till Jay-Z makes that important song or says that important message. Watch how it reverberates, and then you got the whole 444 album. Like,
you got to allow people time to grow, right?
Heavily involved in consumerism.
Yeah, but I mean in the sense that like you can still like that's a manual to be an adult, right there. Like,
yeah,
I don't think it's anything wrong with consumerism. Like, it's funny we having this whole conversation. We was talking about opportunity zone. Legislation. Opportunity zone legislation was something that was passed by Senator Tim Scott, a black Republican from South Carolina. He's leading the charge on that. And opportunity zone legislation is basically the hood. Economically distressed communities, and they're encouraging people to do new investments. And under certain conditions, people will be eligible for these like preferential tax treatments, right? So if you whether you invest in one of these zones directly or through an opportunity fund, you get a tax break on the profits if you hold it for like 10 years, right? So it's basically
invest in the hood.
That's it, right? It's giving people incentive to invest in the hood.
Yeah.
Now,
Gentrify.
Brothers like, but check it out. But listen,
That's really what it's
I'm gonna
asking
tell you why. Brothers like me who are already doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Who are already buying up, property in our neighborhoods, or like how Nipsey was doing, or Killer Mike's doing, any Envy's doing, like people that are actually already investing in the hood. That is a legislation that we need to be taking advantage of. But you have some people who will say that's just consumerism. That's just blackface gentrification. But the difference is we're not buying to push people out. We're buying to keep people in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're buying to develop, businesses that can help the people that are already there. We're buying in to put wellness centers for the brothers in the hood and sisters in the hood that are dealing with trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're putting juice bars in the hood because we want our people to be more healthy.
But it wasn't consumerism that taught you to focus on the slow money. Like, that's what you're doing. You're locking in money on properties and stuff like that and not looking for any immediate gratification from that. You're like, this is a 10-year, 20-year, 30-year thing. Everybody else is like, I got to get it now. I got my check. How do
I flip?
Yeah, how do I flip? How do I get everything right now? And that's where, and in consumerism, for me, I look at consumerism as just like acquire things and be happy. Realizing, and it might not even be property, a chain, a car. It could be getting followers, getting clout, getting attention, getting girls, getting everything.
It's a snort of coke.
Wait, but some people think, I agree with you, but some people think that this is a form of consumerism or capitalism. It's just black people doing it because it's the
Capitalists
rich.
are going to take advantage of it, right?
Of course.
And that's like, I'm sure that Dan Gilbert, the guy who basically bought up all of Detroit,
of course,
took advantage of those rules,
Yes.
right? But what is the outcome? That you have a resurgence in Detroit. You have this neighborhood that was literally just left alone for the grass to grow, and now became this kind of like hipster art community that's bubbling up.
And why wouldn't you want that resurgence from black developers?
Boom. So especially if you're a black dude that's got money and wants to reinvest, and now you're going to get rewarded for reinvesting? Now, other people, no matter what system is set up, people are going to find a way to take advantage of it.
Because it's not
That's
about
humanity.
race. It's not about race.
Talk to me.
It's about the rich.
Facts.
So you're always going to have somebody point a finger and say, you motherfuckers with money.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
But now we have a situation where a lot of those people who are rich are black and brown.
Yeah.
So they get to put their money where their mouth is.
If they have the information. And
That's the thing, because who taught you about slow money? That didn't come from growing up on the streets and being taught to buy
Cash
a bunch
Money
of stuff.
didn't say that.
Yeah, even though they probably did it.
I mean, Nation of Islam.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the whole
So there
do
are
for self.
people-
Yeah, the whole do for self mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Owning your own. That was ownership was always a part of the Nation of Islam's aesthetic. Shit, Jay-Z came in the game talking about the shit he owned. Even you say Cash Money, but the truth is, no, Cash Money. When they sold their shit for $30 million,
on that
was
second
like, no,
flip,
we're gonna own our masters. We're gonna keep
But I'm not sure how much of that got put out there. Like, I'm thinking about like,
oh no, that's the kind of shit I used to read.
Yeah,
that's the shit I used to read.
And I think that's when I look at it, and I think it's never just even capitalism that's the issue or consumerism. It's even corporatism. It's like out here in this country, like corporations have rights. We don't have that in Canada. So, and you guys have lobbies out here where you guys can make political, donations.
Corporations don't have rights in Canada?
Not the way you guys have them over here.
That's why Drake can run all over the goddamn court at the motherfucking Raptors game. That's what that shit is about. I didn't know that. Really?
I feel like what you... someone in the comments is going to hate on me for saying that. But I mean, we just don't have the scale. We have 1/10 of population. So we don't have the scale of anything. We don't have the scale of greed. We don't have the scale of money. We don't have a lot popping off over there. But out here is once you start a corporation, like now the corporation takes precedent even over the CEO. There's a good documentary called The Corporation. I think it's on Netflix. And it's like people are protesting outside the Shell Corporation CEO's house, and he comes outside with tea and cookies, and he's like, look, what do you want me to change? All right, I'll change all that stuff tomorrow. They'll vote me off the board. Profit is the priority now. Because once this corporation was birthed.
You also have to be held accountable for taking that job. You don't got to take the job.
Well, I mean, didn't Skrelly said that about the medication when you guys interviewed him as well? He's just like, hey, if I don't do it, somebody's going to fire me. Someone else is going to make it happen.
That don't make it right,
but that's not okay. Like, if I don't
what's
sell
broken
my
is
mom
the system
drugs,
that allows these corporations to even start that conversation.
That's
right?
true.
Right, but you could even go further back than the system. You could go, to like the human, like the moral ideology of it.
Yeah,
you could we could be a little bit more judgmental of that.
Yeah,
as a culture, we could go, why would you want to do something that hurts people potentially. Like the Martin Shkreli raising the drug price thing. As a human, there's got to be part of you that goes, I would feel gross doing that. And then if another person steps up and does that job, hopefully they have that same reaction.
That's why everything should be regulated from a moral standard. But that's even tough to do because everybody's morals are different, right?
Yeah.
Like I think what they're doing, with them calling the breakup of Facebook and shit is whack. And the reason I think that's whack is because I think Facebook needs to be regulated. You can't, if I build a business in this motherfucking country, this is how you know a lot of this shit, you got racism and sexism and all that, but a lot of this shit got to do with power. Don't get too much power in this country. I don't give a fuck who you are. Right?
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg got all this goddamn power, and now they're like, all right, that shit's too big, bro. You got too much control and too much motherfucking influence. We got to break that shit up.
I don't even know how they can break it up. Can't he just move his office to a country that won't break him up?
Oh, I read an article about that shit.
Yeah, but it's if he wants to do business in America. I guess the idea with breaking up these companies is like, the market is quote unquote free.
Yeah.
But when you have so much influence in the market, it restricts the freedom of
world.
it. Or in the world. But I'm just saying like your ability to shift the market, right? Like that's the whole idea with monopolies, right? If you own every bit of, oil, from the mining of it to the refining of it to the selling of it, you can charge whatever price you want. And now that market isn't a free market where others can compete. They just get destroyed when they try to enter.
And that's what they said. That's what they said Zuckerberg does. They said whenever somebody tries to come in and compete, he buys them.
He steals their shit, like
Steals their
Snapchat.
shit, yeah.
And
You should have sold it. I made you an offer.
They made him an offer quick. Yeah.
Because they keep coming up with fire ideas.
Word
That
is
little baby
born.
shit that they got everybody doing.
Fire.
But Mark Zuckerberg's like, oh, we could go younger. You're gonna look like a sperm.
fetus. Do you want to see what Alabama would let you kill?
Abort me now.
Imagine that.
Yo, that might change the world, though. If you could see what somebody would look like as a 6-week fetus.
Son, that's why I said they fucked up with the 3D sonograms.
They've been had those, though.
No, but remember the old shit where it looked like you didn't pay the cable bill? Like, you could abort that. You could be like,
now
no,
that
get
shit
that out.
real.
Now
Yeah,
they got 3D. You can see eyelashes and shit. You're like, what the fuck? Wait, exactly. The baby's in there like, please.
But that's when you get to these situations, like the abortion issue, it gets to a point where like, yo, there's a fork in the road and both directions suck.
Yes.
And nobody wants to admit that. Both directions suck. And that's why we can't regulate shit. Because you start hitting these roads where you're like, yo, a lot of people are going to lose this way. A lot of people are going to lose this way. And now this country's set up where it's like the people who are making the laws also can get political contributions from the people that don't want you to change it.
What do you think the abortion ban is about?
I think it's about two pieces of power fighting to get their story out there, and they're both lying. They're both really lying. Like one side is making it 1,000% about what a woman's right to control her body, and they're purposely ignoring the part of the narrative that says, well, the governor of Alabama is a woman who signed it.
Right.
They show you pictures of the 25 white dudes.
They never showed a woman.
But and I get it. That's I like the fact everyone's fighting dirty, and I respect it. It is what it is. And there ain't no good guys or bad guys. And on the other side, there's elements of control. I also do believe there are elements of people being like, yo, I don't want to die and face my maker and be like, yo, you voted for abortion because they think it's wrong.
Yeah.
But there has to be an uncomfortable conversation where people have to be like, what is considered life? What is not considered a life? If somebody has the right to abort, to do what's in their body, does that mean at 9 months? Does that mean the moment the baby's born? Does that mean the day before? Like, it's just an uncomfortable conversation that does not have a right answer.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that they actually care about life. Like, literally the day after they voted for that bill, they executed somebody now.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally the day after.
Yeah.
Like, literally the day after.
And a lot of it has to do with, like, classism. Like, that's what it really boils down to, too. It's like, there's only two colors now. Is you got green or you don't got green.
Right.
It don't matter what your race is now. It's just people empowering people
they want
not.
us to be fighting. The rich people just want us to fight over this race shit.
Yeah.
Because that's how they keep on getting money from us.
Yeah.
And they'll just pick each side.
Yeah.
Right? Like, rich people are just going.
They're betting on all horses anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the same shit with
and
Nike.
You're right. And with these
Nike
anti-abortion
sponsored
people,
Colin Kaepernick and the NFL at the same time.
And nobody gave a shit. And what did I say? I was like, why the fuck are we walking around acting like Nike is the new Black Power Fist? These motherfuckers are selling guns to both sides. They don't give a shit. It's about money.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And you when you have these conversations with people, because people don't like having conversations with people who are smart and bring the shit up. No, they do. And it's the same as you said. Like, they're, the people who are against abortion, they want to protect life. They don't take care of that life once it's born. And they're also, executing people on a regular. They're also big on saying the government shouldn't get involved in people's personal lives. They don't want to give people health care because they're like, we can't tell a doctor what to do. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling a doctor you're going to put him in jail for 99 years if he performs an abortion. Now if that child is born under non-ideal circumstances, that's going to increase his chances to get in a lot of trouble. And then you're going to have to,
Here's a crazy point. And I'll probably get shit for this, but there's another crazy point, which is it's her body, it's her choice. She gets to do whatever she wants to do with it. You have no choice to in this matter whatsoever, no responsibility. That's on her.
Yeah.
And then the baby's born, and if you don't pay child support, it's like you will go to jail until you pay child support. So it's like now all of a sudden this is a responsibility of the dude, and he has a say, and everything goes on. It is an interesting.
It's interesting, and I think what people have to do instead of going on the internet and poking holes in these arguments is be like, yo, what are you willing to do? What is the better solution that you've come up with that will also make you uncomfortable? Because if I have opinions on women, I'm unimpacted by what's happening with that.
Yeah.
Now, if I have opinions on, I get somebody pregnant. Now, I don't get to decide if she keeps it or not. But if she decides she wants to keep it, I am financially liable. I have to have an opinion on that. But I have to come up with a better solution.
Right.
I think where we're at, just as human beings, is we're trying our best to figure it out. And the powers that be are taking our best stories and putting them out there for some other reasons.
Yeah, I think this shit is all a distraction.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, first of all, two things. Why would somebody care that much? And number two, what would that do politically for anybody? Like, that's not something people was wanting, right? I didn't see nobody running on that. I'm going to ban abortions. Like,
but people, they're single issue voters, and one of those single issues is abortion.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's
how
people
good is
on
your
this
life?
planet.
How good is your life?
It's privilege, yeah.
That the only thing you care about, I'm voting for the person that's going to ban abortion. My God.
Yeah.
But
the people trying to ban it don't have to have them.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and these aren't people that they live in their echo chambers. You don't get to call them out. You don't get to do any of that stuff. And that's what I'm saying. It's the same way when they say, we're fighting for freedom overseas. Like there's a whole other agenda there. Yes. But that's the story that sounds good.
That's the thing. You need a story to tell. And the tricky thing about where we are right now is, and you talked about this earlier, is that on each side of the coin, you're painted as an awful person, right? So if you are anti-abortion, right, immediately the other side goes, you don't care about women, you want to disrespect, you hate women, and it's like, whoa, I don't. It's just a little uncomfortable for me at maybe 9 months to abort a baby. Like maybe
I would hope,
right?
at 9.
Son,
well, that's the thing though.
Fam, they're
when
arguing
does it start?
for it now. They're saying 9. In New York, I think they were even arguing that it should be legal to abort up to 9 months. So,
nah, man, if you had 9 months, had a baby, and we sell it for parts or something, my God, I'm serious, man. You can't you don't kill a 9-month-old baby.
That's the moment in the podcast. You were worried about your comments. That's the moment in the podcast. You ain't got to worry about your comments no more. Charlamagne selling them for parts.
Yo, I love the smoke. So this is what's up, bro.
I'm serious,
I got these baby feet. Who needs a baby foot?
Jesus Christ, 9 months is crazy.
Son, if a rabbit foot gives you good luck on a keychain, imagine a baby foot, bro. You gonna win all the lotteries. You got a baby foot, son? Are you kidding me? Yo, consumerism, here we come. I just won the Powerball, bro. I got a Puerto Rican baby foot on my keychain.
Oh my God! I'm saying, if you're going to abort a baby at 9 months, God, don't just flush it down the drain. Like, let us use this. I'm serious, man.
Or give it up for adoption or some shit.
That too.
I guess what I'm saying, like you were saying, it's a deeper conversation, and it does nothing for us to just call people woman haters. Or vice versa, call people baby killers.
Yeah, well, we can't dismiss people that believe differently than us. We have to have a conversation, and I think most people can still agree to disagree. But you get into a situation and be like, "Yo, this is a very difficult situation. I don't think anyone's gonna feel good with whatever's being decided at the end of the day." It's like,
but name calling ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
name calling and like disparaging people's character.
And become self-aware. Realize if you're picking a team, like you're falling victim to tribalism, and somebody is benefiting from the team that you're rooting for.
By the way, that's the problem.
That really is.
Picking the fucking team, man. Yo, like the 40 Law of Power says, never choose a side.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Let people commit to you. Let them play to the hands that you dealt. Like don't commit to anybody. Like, by the way, you don't learn shit when you truly commit, because there's nobody really that's on the other side that's really listening to all sides.
Yeah.
You just your tribalism won't allow it to.
Yeah.
Won't allow you to. What you believe,
and that's
what you believe.
the legit one I'm going to say evil of social media that they might not have realized, but they have to realize now and they need to address it, is that social media is designed to keep you on as long as possible, so they only show you the shit you like.
That's what
So everyone's in on the, sorry?
That's what the book Digital Minimalism
talks about that.
Yeah.
So you're in your echo chambers now. So now you're just like, oh, these baby killers, or oh, these women haters, and you never come across a person who thinks differently, or you might come maybe in one or two little Twitter ads or whatever, but you're not going to come across somebody to have a real dialogue. And now everybody's existing on the fringes, and no one's living in the gray and just having that adult conversation.
Where
being
most of life is in the gray.
It's in the gray,
Yeah.
baby.
There's a just what you were speaking. Wait, what was you just saying before?
Something about baby feet? What? What? The baby? Yeah.
No, you were just saying something. You were just saying, we were
What?
just talking about it. You just made a point about social media.
digital minimalism.
Man, you know this shit don't stick with us, man. I already put out in the atmosphere, man. It's
you had
matter now,
something.
baby.
You had something, bro.
This man, I gotta listen back to it. I don't know what the fuck I
It's all good.
said.
All right, we keep it moving. So, okay, all right, what about when you're wronged?
Wronged. Okay.
And processing being wronged, maybe by there's and I don't want to say names. I think it's something that's been resolved, so I'm not going to put these people out there on blast. Hopefully it has been resolved, so that we don't have to make it a public thing. I don't have to go full 50 Cent in this situation. But yeah, there was a situation where a couple people wanted to essentially steal a show idea that I have, right? And what bothered me is I was asked permission for them to do it, and it was said in a different way. It was kind of like articulated as if it wasn't the same show. And me, I just believe in helping comics. I believe in supporting comedy. Comedy's been very good to me, so I believe I need to feed that. It is my duty to feed the ecosystem and like do whatever I can to, reward good comics and reward people who are doing right for comedy. And so I was so supportive of it. And then all of a sudden I see what the show really is, and it's an exact replica of one of my shows.
Call the lawyers.
Right? And I'm like, yo. And not only exact replica, like zero acknowledgement, right, at all. There was almost a statement made to like jump before me in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this for so long, so we decided, why don't we do it? No, you didn't. You asked me if you could steal my show without telling me exactly what the fuck it was, and then you went out there to do it. So my initial reaction was, I just felt wildly disrespected. Like I seem to be someone who wants to help comics. I put everything out there to support. I love comedy. I do a lot of projects that I don't make money on, but I feel like they're good for the comedy ecosystem. It's good to serve comedy with it. And then when that happens, I'll be honest, man, there was like I was really fucking pissed off by it. And I'm like, how do I process this information? How do I process what I perceived as disrespect? And what is the best way to go about that?
Humble.
I think, there's levels to deal with it. I think first off, I'm always big on taking personal responsibility. So it's like, just to speak frank with you, like lesson number one, don't tell people your ideas,
No, they've already existed. It's a show I've done. I've done 20 episodes of the show. I do it weekly.
Okay. So now it's like,
on YouTube, yeah.
So it's like they're like imitating it.
Exactly.
And to just,
my feeling was like, you're a comic, like you're supposed to want to be different and unique. Like, what
do you think that's going to work for them though? Or you think it's going to be one of those like green space WeWork situations where someone takes their idea and turns it like they turn a hot line to a hot song type situation?
I don't think it will, but for me, it was more like the disrespect that I felt just because like I've sat down and like had conversations and like tried to give advice for these guys to these guys, and like I don't have to do that. Like it's something I enjoy doing to people who deserve it. I get hundreds of DMs a week, just comics asking for like how to navigate the social world, and I try to answer as many as I can because I feel like it's important that comics are ready for this shift. You know what I mean? And like, so for people that I've like taken time out to kind of explain the way the biz goes, and then to do that just seems so odd, man. Like almost sociopathic.
Is there stuff that could have happened that would have made you feel better, like having like an EP credit, something like that, or just a proper thank you, or like you're just
don't do it, fam. Like, be a unique comic. Don't be a hack. Like, take, like.
But what's the history for hacks? I feel like they don't last.
I don't think so either.
That's a good point. No, that is well. The other part, there was like a production company attached to it too, and none of this was explained to me when they were initially pitched me the idea. They was like, "Yeah, it's just this podcast where we do this thing, right?" And my initial reaction was support. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna have you on my show. I'll help you guys out. Go for it." Yeah. And then I see the layout, and it's the exact same show as mine, done in the exact same type of place. They should have came
to you and said, "I want you to be a producer on the show."
Fam, check it out. Yeah. Not only is it the exact same show, exact same place, they add a production company to it, and I'm like, "Whoa, now you're in my pockets." You're going to take my show idea that I already do in the same exact situation that I already do it, inside jokes. And then you're going to
knew somebody was going to steal that, though.
No, but I knew a network was going to steal it, but not comics. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And it's like, so it's like the exact same place type situation. You're doing it in a restaurant, comics, working on new jokes, etc. And to do it, and then when you add a production company element to it, now their goal is to sell the show. And you can't be that naive that you know that. So now you asking permission to steal my shit?
I think number one.
That's wild, B. That is wild to me, yo.
The first thing I would tell you is, but you got to feel what you feel. So if you felt offended, you felt pissed off, feel that, right? That's fine. Mm-hmm. But also, number two, fuck them. And the reason I say fuck them is because they know that's your goddamn show, and they stole your idea. They should have came to you and said, "Yo, Andrew, your show would be dope on TV." They should have did that shit with your show. Fam. Let's try to get this shit. They should have came to you and said, "I'm gonna get a production company because I want your show to be on television." That's lame as fuck to me. Whoever did that shit.
It's super lame because, like, and this is something that I really love about the LA comedy scene, is the LA comedy scene, they seem to support each other. Like, somebody creates something hot, and then everybody gets behind it. Like, there's that show Roast Battle. It became hot, and then all the comics were supporting it. And it's like, if you love what I do, you think it's a fun show what I do, and I've offered one of the two guys to be on the show. I was like, yo, let me get you on. You'd be great for it, etc. And it's like, if you support what I do or you think it's cool, don't copy it.
Yeah. So is it coming on TV?
No, it's not. I mean, I had some conversations, and I think we shut that down.
That's some fuck shit. Whoever did that, that's some fuck shit. Because the truth to it, the real way to have done that is to go to Andrew and be like, "Yo, I love your idea, inside jokes. How can we bring that to TV?"
Retweet it. Show support. You know what I mean?
That's cool too, but no, if you really want to get it on television, how can we get this to TV?
Right.
Why go out and try to do a second-rate version of a show that you see that's way better?
I just don't even see it being sustainable of pulling that stuff off. You can't just parrot and imitate other people.
You can't. Like, it's bad for you, even in the comedy world. Like, people know about it. Like, you know how many DMs I got and like texts I was getting that day? Like, yo, what is this
Someone's
about?
Someone's gonna make a YouTube compilation of just like
It's not gonna work anyway, though. Because what Andrew them do is they break down material that is like real edgy.
Okay.
First episode was about female mutilation.
Genital mutilation.
Whatever. I thought it was about cutting clicks off or something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
genital mutilation, not female mutilation.
Like,
we would never mutilate.
Nobody's doing that on TV. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to talk about that on television. So, I don't even think you got to worry about that. But I do think you need to copyright your shit.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know, like, look,
it's hard. You can't copyright an idea.
Exactly. And look, don't get me wrong. I know networks. Look, there's been networks that have taken ideas of mine, and I expect them in a way to do that because I just expect that that's the nature of the business. Yeah. I don't expect comics to do it. And a part of me is like, I don't want to hear comics talking about, oh, I can't believe people out here stealing jokes if we let this type of stuff happen.
The same idea.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the same shit.
Don't be upset when comics out there steal their comics jokes and shit if you don't speak up now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now,
yeah.
And again, I don't want to name names, and I think both of these guys are funny.
Yeah, don't need to name if they're respectful.
It seems like everything's handled.
If they're not respectful, they're gonna get this smoke because that shit is lame as fuck. I don't like that shit. I don't like shit like that because it's easy. It's so easy to break bread.
Son, I'm
like it's the easiest shit in the world.
You should have seen my initial reaction when they were just like, "Oh, it's just a podcast about jokes." Oh, bro, come on Inside Jokes to promote it. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
How you gonna let me help you fuck me? You know what I mean? Like, that's
Hold on, let me think about
that.
I mean?
That's crazy.
I mean, technically, women help. No, technically, I'm trying to figure this out. How do I help you fuck me? How do you help? How does somebody help me?
Like, can I spit on your dick for you? Before you put in my like?
No, but that's helping.
It's just it was. So I guess what I'm trying.
Does that make you not want to talk to people about your ideas no more?
No, because I feel like it's valuable to share.
Yeah.
Shoot and shoot, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shoot and shoot, humble.
And we can continue making ideas.
Yeah.
And what I told him, I was like, yo, he was like, I was talking to one, he's like, so you can't have any show about talking about jokes? And I'm like, bro, you can. Just think of a different one. He goes, there's a lot of cooking shows. I'm like, yeah, and they're different versions. think of a different show where you get to do it. Don't do the exact same one in the exact same location with the exact same idea.
Right.
That's stealing.
Yeah, they pitched that to a production company. They had a meeting with a production company and pitched your idea because the shit that they was in there throwing against the wall wasn't sticking. And they was like, shit, I gotta fucking land something. And they threw that right hand and boom! Deontay Wilder, Dominique Brazil. Yo, production company like, yes!
The line was like, it's like inside jokes, but with us.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't mix the two things.
Exactly.
They didn't say it's inside jokes meets comedians with coffee. It's just like they just mix it with them.
I just want, I don't know. I just feel like I try to use my platform to help. Like even the point of Inside Jokes, part of it is so I could showcase new comics to people who might not know. And like, you know, my audience maybe didn't know about my boy Giannis, right? Giannis Pappas, hilarious comedian. And then we just shot his comedy special. I'm not asking for money from Giannis. That's my boy. I'll shoot your special for you for the zero because I want to help you. That's who I am. And it's like, they could have gotten that same love. You know what I mean? Like, they could have sat down with me and be like, hey, we want to do something, but we don't want to step on your toes. You think you could come help us up with an idea? I would love to. Yeah. I don't want no money. Simple. It's like, but when you
see, that goes back to the whole thing you talked about with Nipsey. It's like, you want to do the right thing, and then in some ways it comes back to bite you in the ass, and it's just like you have to move despite that. I don't know if you guys know John Gray, Ghetto Gastro.
My man. I love John Gray.
Who's that? What's that about?
John Gray, Ghetto Gastro up in the Bronx. He's got like a creative collective.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Reverend John Gray.
Not Reverend John. I'm talking about John Gray from the Bronx. Ghetto Gastro. He's a chef. And they're building businesses and they're doing everything in the Bronx. And he just did a TED Talk. He did a TED Talk in a do-rag, and he put Nipsey up on there. I was there at TED, and it was just a beautiful moment. So I don't know when it's going to come out, but he talks specifically about, and they tell you not to do stuff in your hood because stuff like this happens. And he puts up Nipsey's picture. He's like, despite all of this, he goes, we're here to take care of the hood, and I'm on here. I'm up here with my do-rag because, you know, that's one of our rules is always keep it do-rag and keep it authentic to who we are and not whitewash our culture for anything.
Right.
But it's the idea of like, despite people trying to rip off your shit, continue helping. I think that's the bigger loss.
I'll never stop helping.
Yeah.
I'll never.
But you know what though? That's what the devil wants, right?
It feeds me, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy, selfishly, it makes me feel good helping.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier.
Significance.
It's like, you feel significant, but it's like you eat greens and you feel better. You got more energy or whatever like that. It's the same way I feel. It's just, it was something.
You're a public servant and you're here to serve the needs of the public. And this is one of those situations where I believe in God and the devil. The devil is trying to deter you from doing that. Because you know how many people you help?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it if we were selfish and it was just about us. Every time we took a loss or every time something fucked up would happen based off something you did for somebody, you might say, man, I'm not doing that shit no more.
I got trust issues now. I got trust. People wear that shit like a badge of honor. I got trust issues now.
Yeah, but you blocking other people's blessings and you're blocking yourself from being a blessing to other people. I'm never going to do that.
Yeah, you're closing yourself off on that.
I'm not going to pull back from that. No, that's not the takeaway. It's almost sometimes like things are revealed where you know, I don't know, maybe I guess.
And I'm sure that's the minority story in your life. That's not always happening.
No,
most of the people you're coming across and you're helping, and it's all good. And
they're so grateful and they're so supportive, and that's why, like, dude, my whole career has been built on people, man.
Yeah.
Like, my stand-up career has never been built on the industry. I've never done stand-up on TV or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's literally been on people sharing my shit. So, you know, in my heart, I believe that's the best thing to do.
Community, yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I'm confident that I could help other comics, because I'm like, yo, if I fuck with you and my people fuck with me, I think that some of them will fuck with you as well.
Yeah,
you know,
abundance theory.
Real talk, it's like that's the whole thing I'm trying to build. I'm trying to find a way to break comics again. Like, I don't think the networks can do it anymore, but I want to find ways where I can break them. You know, and platforms, even though the platform like Inside Jokes and then these other things that we're doing, I think are ways where we could do it and like give guys fucking careers. Like I see on the West Coast how it happened. You know, with like Rogan and all those guys, they gave comics careers. And
it's all about the people, man. Like when we was talking to all those senators yesterday about opportunity zone legislation, I told them, I said, if opportunity zone legislation does not directly impact the people that are career citizens of those opportunities, it's a failed legislation to me. You know what I'm saying? If a bunch of brothers and sisters get rich we're just gentrification with blackface, but how is it going to directly impact the people in those communities? Like, so to me, it's always all about the people. Period. Always.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Gentrification with blackface. Yeah.
Because we be doing the same. You buy up the hood, push people out, or bring it. And that's something I always do with properties that I own. Properties that I own, I'm more likely to lease a property or rent a property to a black person,
right,
or a brown person, just because I want to keep that aesthetic in the community. But you can franchise it as well and sell it to a big corporation. But that's just you making money. You know what I mean? Because this corporation is going to come in, hire whoever the fuck it wants. You know what I'm saying? And not even think about the people in the community. You have to be intentional with that shit, bro.
Yeah, there's a. I keep thinking about the guy who gave the commencement speech at Morehouse.
Robert Smith.
Who paid off their debt.
Robert Smith, baby.
Dude, he had a great line. He goes, "We're going to put some fuel in your bus." And I love that line because he basically said, it's like, you don't have to drag this around.
Yeah.
Here's an opportunity to be privileged. Having a college education with no debt. I can tell you right here, myself, privileged because of it.
Yeah.
I could not have chased comedy the way that I did if I had to pay.
Go get a job to pay off student loans.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was able to live off nothing, $5 a day or whatever I lived off, but just focusing on comedy. And he gave that opportunity to all those kids. Now, not everybody's going to do it, but it's an amazing fucking gift, man.
Yeah.
Like, it is an unreal gift.
I hope they follow those graduates, though. It'd be really interesting to see how much of it is a gift and how much of that ends up being like a burden, because it's like
that you took away the motivation, took away the drive.
You need resistance to build muscle, right?
Nah, but it's a different drive though now, right? It's just like getting the baton at a different point in the race.
Like, I learned how to make money by getting out of debt. If I didn't have debt, I probably wouldn't have learned how to make money.
Interesting.
Because I didn't have my back against the wall.
But you got, I would tell these kids this. That's a great point you both bring up. I would tell these kids this. Understand that you are representing something that's bigger than you right now, because people are trying to see what could happen if black kids get the same type of privileges that white kids get. So you got that opportunity. You're starting debt-free. Now let's see what you do.
Can you just be debt-free, but you still need to have a monstrous work ethic?
Yes.
Work like you're broke.
Work like you're broke.
Yeah.
You don't have that excuse. You don't have those excuses everybody else can hold on to. You know what I'm saying? I got to pay off my student loan debt. I can't do this and that because I got to go to work. Like,
that's what plugs people into the 9-to-5s. That's really what it is. It's like, all right, I'm making my $2,000 a paycheck. Now, $1,500 of that goes towards this debt, and in 30 years, it's all going to get paid off. It's like, it's a system to get people. It's modern day slavery. That's the indentured servitude. It's violent slavery phased out because they found more efficient ways to get people to work.
It would be worth it if these kids could really get jobs. Like real careers. Like if you went to school, got your degree, and you could get a real career in whatever, field you got your degree in, but it don't work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These kids don't get jobs.
Some don't, some do, right? Like
the ones who got parents who's in the business, who own business,
or if you're like an engineering major, usually those kids have opportunities right after school.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're like an English major, a poetry major,
lawyers, I think, doctors, dentists, engineers, like. Go do something the world fucking needs.
It is an interesting pressure. I wonder if there's a conversation which is like, there are racist white people looking at this class right here, hoping that you fail.
Yes.
Hoping that you fail because you will prove whatever ill-conceived notions that they have to be correct. If you succeed, they gotta shut the fuck up and take it. And it really justifies.
Yeah, but they won't.
Say what?
But they won't.
They won't. But you got. I mean, you basically have a great leverage point. Hey, see what happens when we invest in the hood? See what happens, Morehouse, not the hood, but you see what happens when you invest in communities that need it? Yeah. See what happens when you give somebody a level playing field? See what they can do with that shit?
And that's why I wanted to succeed, because, once again, it goes back to opportunity zone legislation. You got a black man who's investing into his community, into his people. What that return, what that ROI gonna look like, baby?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it all starts with that investing mindset. I always think about that episode of Atlanta when, dude took he traded the phone for the sword, and then he traded the sword for whatever. Then he got the puppy, and he's like, I'm going to get you $2,000 in 6 months. And he's like, I need that $100 now. Right. And it's like, even being able to wait for that long money is a luxury. And how do you explain that to a lot of people where you're just like, look, immediate gratification is blowing your check. Immediate gratification is eating at McDonald's. But, eat these greens, put some of that money away, put 3/4 of it away. Hold off on making that first move on that girl on the first date. Like, you did Lewis Howe's show. He hit me with that big one. He goes, "Good things happen to people who can delay gratification." It's real simple. Like, that's it. Like, we want everything yesterday. We want to be the biggest thing, like this
tell
book.
That to all the girls.
This book came out 5 years ago. I published
the fuck out of here.
2014, independent. I dropped this independent in 2014. This is the third cover. I dropped this independent in 2014 because I had no money. And then I met a rapper in LA, and he was like, "Yo, I open for these guys and make more money than them because I sell merch. Not only do I sell merch, I sell the tablecloth that I display my merch on, and I signed that." He goes, "The money isn't on stage. The money is what you sell after." And then I was just writing because my studio guy wasn't picking up the phone,
right?
And then I was just like, "Yo, let me just free write and putting stuff online." And then people were like, "You should write a book." So I put a book together through crowdfunding, but I published it in 2014 by itself, and then in 2017 in Canada they picked it up. A bookstore picked it up, and then when they put it on the shelves, then it qualified for bestseller status. But I was selling 3 copies a day for 3 years.
Where you at now with it?
Oh man, well, thank you to you guys yesterday. We're doing real well. So the
Breakfast Club effect is real, huh?
The Breakfast Club effect is very real. Thank you guys, everybody. Breakfast Club, seriously, like,
talk to us about.
We're like. So yesterday morning, I was probably ranked like 2,500 on the planet. I think now I'm like 27.
Yo.
Wow.
Yo.
Yeah. This is the second time
y'all don't buy my book like that? Shit. Don't sleep on my shit.
I'm not even...
Tomorrow you gonna be talking
shit. Them shit will shoot up when the book first comes out. Then it'll like not black privilege. Shook One is doing well too though. Shook One has shot up lately while I'm playing. But no, fuck me. It's about you. Yes.
No, but I mean it's the same idea. It's like if I needed this to be a bestseller back then, it would have been a disappointment. But it just grows like a seed. It's doing what it's doing.
Timing is a motherfucker, man. I realize that with books too. It's like you just never know when you're going to need that information.
100%.
Like Malcolm Gladwell said something one time that broke my heart. He was like, I don't even know if I believe what was in. I might be misquoting him a little bit, but he was like, I don't necessarily believe everything I put in Outliers or everything I put in David and Goliath. And I'm like, what? And he was like, it don't serve him anymore.
Yeah.
But that information will still serve somebody.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's on this. His new book is about some other shit. You know what I mean? I'll let him talk about when he wants to talk about it. But like that information, like this right here, what you wrote 5 years ago is going to save somebody now. But I'm sure your mindset is somewhere else.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and when I signed this deal with them, they made me write another book. Right, so I have another book dropping this year as well, and there's a 5-year gap in my style of writing and what I choose to write about. And now that I have, like, the one thing I didn't do in this book is get personal. Like, you can read this entire book and know nothing about me. I'm writing about the lessons I learned. The next book, I wrote about all the dumb shit I did to learn those lessons.
Wow!
But I think that's the order that you should do it.
Yeah,
I can only relate it to comedy, but like I think a lot of comics go out there and they're just talking about their lives, and it's like nobody knows who the fuck you are. They don't care.
Yeah.
You talk about something bigger than yourself, and then once you bring them in,
once they care, then you give them to them.
Then you
peel away the onion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, but I feel like there's this theme with comedy. It's like, I have to be Richard Pryor. I have to be so raw. It's like, Pryor was famous before he told you about his, crack addiction and these other things.
He didn't start with that.
No,
he didn't lead with that.
Exactly. So it's like, introduce us to your brain. Then introduce us to your heart or your experiences or your ideas. At least that's how I've been.
Give them what they know before you give them what they need.
That's good. Give them what they know before you give them what
they need.
Yeah.
Like even if I was dropping music, I got to drop something catchy first before I can drop my To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, it's like I was going to say earlier, you were like, I saw the cover of the book and, it was this big cover that said Unlearn. And it's like, well, there's that saying, don't judge a book by its cover. It's like, well, yeah, we do.
That's all they do.
No,
that's a good cover, right?
But this appeals to, like I said, this appeals to me where I'm at in my life. 5 years ago, I might not be like, Unlearn, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? But in the past year, that's all I've ever been saying. I feel like I've unlearned more than I'm learning right now. So when I see that, I'm like, unlearn. 101 simple truths for a better life. Oh, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Humble, man. It's always a pleasure, my brother.
Man,
you got to
thank
come
you
back
guys
when
so
your new book
much.
drops. When you say your new one drop?
New one drops October 15th.
Give me your Instagrams and Twitters and all that good stuff.
At Humble the Poet, man. Find me everywhere. At Humble the Poet.
And you can buy Unlearn anywhere.
You can buy it anywhere. Anywhere books are sold now. It's doing real well. Thank you to the Breakfast Club. Thank you to Brilliant Idiots. I love the premise of this show.
Okay.
Smart people talking about dumb shit. This is literally every conversation me and my friends have.
I think it's dumb people talking about smart shit.
That's what we
That's
like
what I
to
think
be.
it is. I think it's dumb people talking about smart shit. Oh, we go where we not supposed to go, baby.
Well, you know what?
We jump in some waters like, why y'all over there? Like, y'all can't swim in.
But y'all that kind of smart. Y'all so smart, you know when you're dumb.
Okay,
yes.
fair enough.
The smartest people are the ones that know they're dumb.
They're dumb,
Yeah, no, I love the premise of
We are
this.
dumb.
Somebody told me, what is it? Smart people, be smart enough to try something dumb. You could be so smart that you try something dumb or something like that. I didn't see. I fucked that up. That was
you know
dumb.
what I
That
look at
wasn't
it
even a
like.
quote.
This is what they say, like the best piece of real estate is the shittiest house in the nicest neighborhood.
Okay.
Like I feel, worst house on the best block. I feel like that's where we are in our conversations. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're the worst house on like the best block.
Yeah, but y'all the most fun house. That's the house
the
that
fun
everybody
house,
knows.
baby.
Yeah.
The food is popping.
You're not worried about sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Like you can fuck some shit up, and I feel like that is in a lot of ways
Yeah,
the show.
your wife wants to call the police and complain, but you want to go. You want to go over there and see what's up.
Before we
Going
go
back to that goddamn
Let's
Brilliant
try
Idiots
to
house
snitch on.
again.
Let's see what they're doing over there.
That's it.
Smell weed.
Don't invite us. Why you even invited us here?
Well, Humble, thank you for coming to our house.
Yo, thank you for having me. Thank you for the support, man. Just thank you guys just for rocking with me, and I'm glad things timed the way it did. As I said, you're right. 5 years ago, who knows what would have been. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate all you do for comedy, man. It's the last beacon of free speech, and you got to fight for that. Talk. And some comedian in Canada just successfully got sued.
Yeah, for $30,000 for like saying something to a chick in the audience.
No.
This one was he made fun of a boy. I'm just scared to talk about it because I don't even know what the lawsuit was about. But the boy apparently had a terminal disease, and then he got to like have a Make-A-Wish experience, like go to the Vatican. So this comedian made a joke, something like, "He ain't dead yet. Like, do we get our money back?" And then the boy said,
look at how Charla, this guy loves it.
That's a good one, man. Like, why you? That's a great.
Something I know, Charla.
The kid sued him.
That's a bar. That's just an observation. Like, that's a real question I would ask.
But the kid sued, saying that like this has impacted his public persona, his reputation, his ability for opportunities, and he won.
But
and
do I get my money back though? After all of that, you made a good point.
Hey, or the Vatican might really be the savior.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, thinking about that and just being like, literally the last. I mean, even in music now, like people are getting in trouble and losing deals over what they say in the lyrics, and
absolutely,
you can't have that, man. People got to be able to speak.
All jokes aside, if you were an artist,
go
and you went to go visit a kid that was terminally ill, like you came off your tour or whatever, you went out of your way to go do this.
Yeah.
And then like a few years later, yo, whatever happened to Young? He told me he was on his last legs. Oh, yo, he's still living a little bit.
He's in the NBA.
You might be like, no, that's good, but just a little bit you'll think about it.
You
like,
know what I would think, bro? I'd be like, I'm great.
I'm gonna go walk on some water.
Well, I'd be taking credit.
It was my visit.
Yo,
my visit.
Hey, when I touched him, I touched him.
Forget the hem of Jesus. Look at the hem of this polo he touched on. Okay,
but people gotta support stand up for that. Let people talk their shit on that stage.
Come on, bro.
Put your phones away and stop recording that shit and putting it on Twitter.
That's it, man.
Have people get offended.
You gotta come to my show when I'm up in Toronto,
you leave,
man.
I'm leaving Saturday, but I'm back in like a week.
Are you in Toronto in July?
It should be.
I'm doing the Danforth.
The Danforth?
I got a couple shows at the Danforth, man, and you got to come back. But we've curated. I always tell people to come out to the shows because we've curated an audience that looks forward to this type of humor.
Okay.
They're not going to be triggered or all that kind of shit. They know exactly what they expect.
Yeah.
And you let comedians really rock out, and it's one of the coolest things to see, man. It's like, especially when new comics who haven't experienced that, they're used to performing for like sensitive crowds, and all of a sudden they get to like lean into the jokes they're afraid to tell. And
so everyone gets to be Chappelle.
You go in, bro.
Yeah, just say whatever you want.
Say what you want, man. It's really that. Now, if it's funny, it's funny. If it's not funny, it's not funny. But you're not getting canceled.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're being judged on whether it's funny or not.
It's
Not
just
on
funny.
That's
whether
all
it's
that matters,
Not
baby.
morality.
Is it funny or not, man? Forget the morality. It's funny. Did you laugh?
Yeah.
Don't tell me what you did after you laughed. If your initial was a laugh, like, oh shit, that's fucked up. That's it. Leave it at that. Now, if you told me what you just said, I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. Immediately, I'm like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But if it was a laugh, he did what he was supposed
So
to
that
do.
means we can't judge him for that comment about babies, selling the baby pieces?
Son, this is
Or would you
amazing.
rather abort the babies, you cruel, sick, fuck, humble? You want to abort 9-month-old babies, or would you rather sell them for parts? Stop it. Knock it off.
Sell them for
Stop it.
Sell them.
Yo, you're talking about people stealing your idea. Someone's going to jack this idea.
Fam,
And
they're
that's
already
it.
calculating that shit, how to do it. Probably in India. They're like, we got lots of kids out here. We
I
might
think
as
they're
well.
doing that shit now. They've been harvesting organs and shit like that.
Real talk.
Yes, man.
Wouldn't you want a brand new 2019 liver?
See what I'm saying?
Yo, son. Son.
Can't handle any alcohol, but
Never
give
had
it
a
a year.
drop of alcohol.
Give us a time.
Son, never had a drop.
Let me
Yo,
read the Carfax on that.
Fam, you're an alcoholic, right? You're an alcoholic. Don't you want a brand new spanking liver? Like, never touch. Whiskey never touched
Let me tell you
it.
something. I would much rather you do that than abort a 9-month-old baby.
Fam,
I would much rather that.
I guess that's stem cells.
That's stem cells.
Boom.
That's natural stem
That's right.
cells.
Don't abort all like them good stem cells.
Yeah.
Now you need sponsors. That's what you guys need. Just
That's
like,
all. We'll just call them M cells for Emily.
As always.
You laugh.
As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. If you listen to this podcast, you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.